Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 1 Death March podcast. Today is the final episode for Kingdom Hearts 1. We've got a hell of a day today. Everyone's got stuff lined up right after this, but we're going to try and keep it focused on Kingdom Hearts 1. In my upper left, let's see if we can do it this time. We have...
Hello.
There, yeah, we got it. We got it.
Yeah, it's me, guys. I'm back. It's Arjun.
And then bottom left.
What's up, guys? It's me, Vanessa, back again.
Oh, yes, we're actually doing it this time. And bottom right.
He's so happy.
Hey, it's Coben.
That's it?
Sick.
I like how Archie and I are like super dynamic, and Coben's like, fuck, I'm here again.
It's like, oh god, I don't know what words are. Okay, anyways.
Because Chain of Memories is killing my soul on the inside.
Coven, we're not there yet. You're
Spoilers.
You're spoiling the surprise. I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, so for the final episode of the Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix podcast series, we went all the way out. We killed everything. Well, I killed everything. Arjun killed everything. Coven, you killed everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we all killed
There's
everything.
one person that did kill everything.
Everyone that matters killed everything.
Hey, yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about Neverland, Hollow Bastion, the End of the World, 100 Acre Woods, the remaining Colosseum tournaments, basically the Hades Cup, and the extra bosses, that being Kurt Ziza, Ice Titan, the Phantom, Sephiroth, and the Unknown Man, or the Enigmatic Man? It depends on who you ask, I suppose. So let's get right into it. Neverland sucks ass. Straight up.
Solid opening. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like. Just
Neverland had a new gimmick, like Atlantica, which had the swimming mechanic. In Neverland, we got the super mechanic of flying.
Yeah, so it's just like swimming, but slightly less painful. Only slightly, because you still can't block or dodge roll or anything. But at the very least, you don't have Swift Swim fucking you in the ass every single goddamn second. In return, though, you get to be in a very confined space. You're basically, the entire world is on the Captain Hook's pirate ship. So it's very confined spaces, and the camera is terrible. It's kind of like, it's the trade-off for having not as bad swimming.
Yeah. Personal thing I had is the fact that a strange thing I feel like they left out is they forgot to label the rooms that you're going into.
Oh yeah, that's right.
None of the rooms that you go into, because everything looks the same. Like because obviously you're in a pirate ship, trying to figure out where to go, and the main mechanic obviously of Kingdom Hearts that we discovered is if you go 2 maps away, everything will respawn, and that's just kind of, I guess, their way of making it seem a little bit longer because you get lost really easily.
Yeah, you don't know where the dock is. You don't know where the freaking like what room you're in. You just
Yeah, I remember when you had to. It was like, I think you just saw Tinkerbell and you had to get up a floor, and then it's like the actual solution ended up being jump onto like a bookshelf and then jump through a hole in the ceiling. I couldn't see
It took
that.
me forever to find that.
Yeah, actually, same.
It was bad. But like, there's not a
And
lot.
I even knew.
Go ahead.
I even knew there was a hole. I just couldn't find the damn thing for a while.
Yeah, it's just kind of like everything looks the same. You're not clued in that there is an entrance anywhere, because again, like, if the room is labeled, it pops up when you get close to it.
yeah. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but this game itself doesn't give you a whole lot of direction.
Nope.
Like,
No.
thank God there's not much to explore in general, but man, like, I've found myself just, like, exploring random fucking rooms and just pressing, like, X on every character to see what's going on, because I literally have no clue.
Yeah, sometimes you
That's
just
a
have
pretty
to, like,
common
guess and
theme in
check.
this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting lost.
Yeah, I did a similar thing of in certain worlds and rooms where I had no idea what to do. I would just be like trying to target everything, because obviously in the game it
Yeah.
target enemies, but it can also let you target stuff you have to examine. So I would just be in rooms just tapping it, like walking around the room, and hopefully it would lock onto something, because I would miss it otherwise. That's why it was hard for Neverland, because I couldn't target anything. It's just a hole in the roof.
Yeah, I never got to that level of pure skill, so I was just wandering around randomly.
Yeah.
I guess like the only real thing to talk about here is I guess you find Kairi, or Riku. Like Kairi's on the ship, and you're like, oh hey Kairi, dang awesome. Riku, hey let's hang out. And he's become a full-on Sith now, and he doesn't care about you.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's annoying because Neverland has its issues, but you kind of have to go there because it does progress the main story a little bit.
Besides,
compared to Atlantica, you could just essentially skip it.
Yeah, well, Atlantica is actually optional, turns out.
Wait, what?
Yes, you don't have to go to Atlantica.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be joking.
Nope. Too bad you suffered through that for fun.
That Ursula fight was optional? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that's evil.
I wish I had known that, so we could have not gone to Atlantica.
But we were trying to be dedicated and complete the game to completion.
Well,
like,
I mean,
100% it.
We did 100% it. So.
We did indeed. Well, I never got the ultimate weapon. I don't know about you guys.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no.
But it's still like a matter of like we have to kind of be on the same page of the suffering we went through.
I'm not even kidding you guys. I crafted 28 out of the 30.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. You were grinding, right?
I literally have 4 items to get, but all 4 items are from different mini bosses in the worlds, and I'm just not revisiting the worlds a third time. So I was like, screw it, I'm not doing it.
But the
I
trophy.
pretty much have the ultimate blade.
But the trophy.
I have the highest trophy percentage in out of all of us. So.
But is it 100%?
Fact check this.
What?
Fact check it.
Okay. Fact checking is going to be the death of this podcast, Coben.
Fact checked it at the end.
Coben, you salty bitch.
Coben's going to delete his chain of memories save and go back to Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna be like, yo, fuck this. Is this like APA cited? Is this fucking trophy?
Is this in
real?
fucking Mohawk?
I'm gonna be like, alright, you know what? I want to get the ultimate weapon.
He gets it by the end of this podcast.
As of this podcast, I am the reigning champ of trophy.
As we're doing the podcast, Coben's turning on his PS4, doing it right now.
Oh god. Okay.
Why is this podcast only 4 hours long? Coben's like, give me more time.
Yep, Arjun indeed has the highest percentage.
I thought you were gonna lie and
We'll
like
save
Dark
it
Horse this and say
We'll
Vanessa
save the final
had it.
percentage at the end, though. Just because to wrap everything up.
Alright.
But, so Neverland, yeah, as Kyle was saying, Riku shows up and he's full Sith Lord now. It's very extra.
It's been so long I kind of don't remember exactly what happened.
They end up on the ship randomly, and I forget what Riku says exactly. He's just being an edgelord as he normally is, but I remember one.
I remember. He's like, I'm no longer afraid of the darkness. I control the darkness now. And Sora literally retorts with, "You're stupid."
Oh yeah.
Haley Joel Osment, you never let me down.
Oh, thank you, man. You keep it real.
And he's like, "Shut up, Sora!" And he like pieces it through his darkness portal as he does. When things get a little too heated for him, he's like, "I'm gonna leave."
Just like a true emo brat, when things get real, you gotta bounce.
Yep. And leaves fucking PTSD Captain Hook to deal with the problems afterwards.
Captain Hook is... So the boss fight is against Captain Hook. And Captain Hook can fly?
Yeah, that was really random. So, before that, we also have a mini-boss inside of the cabin against like a shadow version of yourself, which is kind of
and the introduction of that is funny because Riku's kind of like, look what I can do, and he just randomly makes a shadow sword.
Oh yeah,
when I get lonely, sometimes I make this shadow Sora.
And it was also really like, it was kind of cool because but then not cool, because as you're exploring the ship getting fucking lost as fuck, your shadow version of yourself would just be chilling in the room and it wouldn't attack you. It would just show up, be standing there like, "Hey, look at me," and you would hit him twice and he's like, "Oh," and he would leave. And you're like, "Why are you here?" And then I guess it was like their shitty way of like foreshadowing that you would have to fight such Sora, Shadow Sora, so you did. And that was an annoying fight to me because of how small the room was.
I think if you leave him alone long enough, he will do something, but, you know, I always just smacked him because he's probably the most threatening thing around.
he was. I didn't do. I just smacked him because he was just in the way of the Heartless. I was trying to get rid of him. Like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, after that you fight Captain Hook
and you have to fight alongside Peter Pan. Who does?
Oh yeah, Peter Pan.
Does Peter Pan look like a deviant of any kind to you guys?
I mean, like a deviant.
Like a sexual deviant.
Okay. I think that's the way his eyes and his face were like stretched.
Yeah.
Looks like some sort of type of fucking weirdo, but you know, that's just Disney in general.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Peter Pan.
He does have those Lost Boys.
There's something. There's something up with Peter Pan.
Cool.
Just taking kids away to
Take him to
Neverland.
Neverland, man.
Oh, I found it really funny as well because
He's got a tiny girl locked up in a cage, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying there. I remember this random cutscene because I just laughed at it, and it's when you first meet Peter Pan because you get locked up in the brig, and that's your first introduction to fucking Neverland, which is the worst introduction ever.
Oh,
and
you
Peter
get
Pan's all like,
boarded,
"Oh, I'll
right?
get you out of here," and then you see cuts to Donald just tapping his foot, like, "Bitch, okay, get on it. Like, I'm standing here waiting for you." I'm like, "Wow, Donald, chill. Like, cut down."
Donald's got
So-
no chill.
He's got no chill. He has no
Zero.
patience for anyone. Doesn't matter who they are. He'll like fight anyone, and then he has no patience for anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so you kill Captain Hook, you beat his ass. He can randomly fly. The whole battle takes place on top of the ship, like on the deck, and you're flying around. What? Go ahead.
No, I was like, it felt really easy because for me, when I got too low, you could literally just fly off the ship.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then for most of the part, he just is like on the deck, just like swinging his sword around.
Killing.
Yeah, he
Goofy
was
and
really
Donald.
easy.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
complaints here.
The more annoying thing was the battleships that would fly around.
Those are hilarious. It's just like a random dude it's sitting in the middle of a floating ship as if it's a car.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
You
like
just
the
cast
dumbest
gravity on
looking
it,
thing.
and it like explodes.
Yeah.
But there's not too
Okay.
much to talk about with Neverland. After you kill Captain Hook, you end up at Big Ben in London, I guess, is what it's supposed to be for some reason, because it was in the movie, I think. I don't know. Never saw Peter Pan.
I think it's only shown at the end of the film, which is
Okay.
even like this is around because I remember watching the movie like years ago, and it's really kind of funny how the whole Neverland world takes place on this ship because the movie takes place on the island, which is called Neverland. So I'm like, it's kind of funny that they don't even show the island where Peter Pan and all the Lost Boys live. They're like, no, fuck that,
Oh.
you're on the boat.
I was thinking exactly that.
Yeah, I knew there was an island or like something that they went and hung out on, but again, not watching the movie, I'm like, well, I guess this is just what happens in Peter Pan. There's a crocodile for some reason.
Yeah,
The crocodile's in the movie.
Yeah. Crocodile is kind of important a little bit.
He took
Man,
Captain
that
Hook's
cutscene
hand,
though,
right?
before you fight Captain Hook, and like Sword jumps off, he's like, "I believe," and then he just starts.
He would have just died, my man.
See, to anyone who's hearing this is what happens when like full-fledged adults are fucking reviewing a basic Disney game. It's just like the most cynical shit.
Look, man, once we get to Kingdom Hearts 2, it's gonna be some real ass adult shit. So we gotta start small, but we gotta put our big
That's
boy
true.
pants on
Gotta warm
eventually.
you up. Fucking Birth by Sleep, we ain't fucking around. This is some grown up shit.
Birth by Sleep is fucking bitch shit. Wait till you get to Kingdom Hearts Unchained Kai back cover.
Oh god.
What?
It just
You
makes
heard
you
me.
excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. If you're like, oh, here I go again.
Monsters Inc. time.
Woody!
Oh, Woody. Woody.
Okay, but yeah.
Anyways,
In short, everyone's impressions of Neverland seem very lackluster. We're all just like, eh.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so
That
forgettable.
was
Like
really terrible.
last time
Yeah.
I said that Halloween Town was forgettable, like the Forgotten World, but like Neverland doesn't exist.
It's fun farming mystery goo there when you go back there and those like jumping like juggling truffles are there. I just juggled those to 100 and that was pretty fun.
Oh, I never did that. Once I was done in Neverland, I didn't go back until I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the better decision.
I went back to the Yellow Trinity to get the arrow upgrade.
Oh yeah, well, I had to.
Yeah. We all had our reasons to go back, but we didn't like it.
It was a
No one
necessity to
liked
go
it.
back.
One thing I want to add though is I actually personally had a lot of trouble with that Shadow Sora boss fight. One is because of the camera, but two, and this is actually a common theme until I realized it, but I completely forgot that I had second chance, so I never had it equipped.
Yeah.
And in the late phase of that fight, he has a move that almost takes away all your HP, so if you're a little bit damaged, it basically insta-kills you, and that happened to me a couple times.
Oh,
Oh
yikes.
man.
Feels bad, dude.
At
Feels
least
bad.
you fought with a handicap.
Yeah, and I
you
managed,
still
I
did it.
managed to fight a couple more bosses. You know, the bosses that I'm talking about without second chance equipped.
Yeah.
That is
Which
Yeah,
is
a
really
trophy for
impressive,
that.
because that's really good.
Yeah.
And now you know why I was bitching about those bosses.
Okay, so next up on the docket is Hollow Bastion. Hollow Bastion is, I think it's the only mandatory world that's like original. Like, not counting Traverse Town, 'cause it's not really a world, and same thing for
How
any of
about
them.
Destiny Islands?
Okay.
What's
Yeah,
that?
what about Destiny
How
Island?
about it's Disneyland?
See, that's what I'm saying. Original. Anyway, so Hollow Bastion is like this gigantic castle that I think it caught cancer, but the cancer was pipes, because there's just like sewage drains coming out of it every which way.
It's not a very practically built world.
No,
Not only that, but there's Jesus water everywhere.
there's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you're just walking on water.
and there was
True.
treasure chests hidden under the water, and I wanted it, but you had to go to these dumbass bubbles, and then the bubbles would always take you back to the beginning, and I had to do that stupid platforming thing again over and over and over, and that was dumb.
I got really confused because in the higher levels and more like the rooms with the lifts and stuff there, I did see a lot of chests, but I could never figure out how to get to those areas, like to that side of it. So I just gave up.
So,
Those chests,
since this
man.
level has like a huge like story sequence, why don't we just talk about what goes on in the first phase before we talk about the rest of the level?
Okay.
Oh yes.
So
Wait. Can I give a prelude first?
yes.
Sure.
Okay. So before you go to Neverland, I guess it's alluded you go back to Traverse Town because you need a half of a gummy or something to get there in the first place.
Oh right, yeah. You have to talk to
So
Sid.
you go to Sid and you're like, yo, I need to get to this place and all that stuff. And he's like, oh, it's dangerous. That's our hometown and all that stuff. And you're like, oh, what does this place look like? So you think it's Final Fantasy World pretty much. You're like, whoa, boy! It's not Final Fantasy World. So it's a funny prelude because Sora's all down on his luck because he's like, oh, I saw Riku, but like he's kind of being a dickhead, and I saw Kairi, but like she's gone. And then they're all having essentially this big friendship speech of like, as long as the three of us are together, we can do this. He's like, yeah, you're right. You guys are my friends now. Cut to Hollow Bastion. Literally 5 minutes later, friendship dies.
So
It's
what
not only that,
happened?
but there's that weird sequence too where there's that old lady talking to young Kairi.
Oh
I
right.
forgot
me.
about that.
Wait, what old lady?
So
I
it's
don't remember that.
it's a
Looks like-
sequence where this old lady is talking to Kairi, because Kairi is from Hollow Bastion.
Apparently,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why she has no memories. She went through the world, whatever. Anyways, so it's like her grandma or something. Tell her a story of how the world came to be. Which
It's some super like
Wait,
abstract,
she's
edgy
from
shit.
Hollow Bastion?
yeah, she came from
Yeah.
Hollow Bastion.
Like, and then she went to Traverse, or she went
She-
to Destiny Island?
She like ended up
somehow.
in Destiny Islands. I think it's explained in the Ansem reports that like Ansem took her there to like just for some reason I forget.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Because he was looking
This is what
for.
happens when you read it.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I don't entirely remember, but he was looking for like the. I think he was looking for like the candidate for like the light bearer or something, which I think is like alluding to who the Keyblade would choose.
Yeah, so I'll pull it up here and double check this. But basically,
Yeah.
yeah. So she comes from Hollow Bastion, and the scene was of her grandma telling her like the story of how the worlds came to be. Which I just thought of this. I want to shout out Nomura for actually sticking to his goddamn canon for once. there is a different game in the series, Kingdom Hearts Kai, that actually deals with like the origins of everything, like the world and whatever. They actually do keep that going. They don't retcon that. And this was a scene that was in base Kingdom Hearts. It wasn't added for Final Mix.
Oh wow.
So, credits. He actually looked back on his script once.
Yeah. The story in itself that the grandma's telling is super random. So I think essentially it's like something about all the worlds were separated, but they were all in peace. And like essentially war started happening, so all the worlds got destroyed. So it was up to the children of the world that from their memories they recreated the world. And like that's sort of how the current world came to be.
So they're not even real worlds. They're memories of real worlds.
Essentially, it's like the kids essentially rebuilt the world.
I mean, do you want me to tell you basically what happens as I understand it from the feature games?
Sure.
Okay, so basically, you guys know the Keyblade War. Well, Kobe, you don't know the Keyblade War.
A little bit.
Explain it.
Okay, so there was a giant war. This is all the story of Kingdom Hearts Kai. There's a giant war between a bunch of different factions of Keyblade wielders. They fought together, and then the world ended because darkness. But the light of the hopes of the children or something brought the world back based on their memories and like the light inside of them and what have you. But it disconnected all the worlds, and then so every world is back to life, but they're all disconnected and can't talk to one another, which is how the state of the world ends up in Kingdom Hearts 1. Before, like, whenever you see a meteor shower in this series, it's because the doors that are blocking worlds from connecting to each other are breaking. And that's what allows Gummy Ship travel. Which is why I'm reading these Ansem reports right now. Basically, Ansem sees a meteor shower, he goes off to investigate, he finds that all the meteor shower meteors are Gummy Ship pieces. And
God damn it.
Yep, that's where the Gummy Ship pieces come from. And then one day he gets visited by King Mickey, it seems like.
Yeah, okay, that part I did read.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, sick, people can come from other worlds. And then he takes Kairi, who he thinks might have one of the Princess of Heart's power, because he thinks the princesses and the Keyblade are connected, and then tosses her out and says, I don't know, something. That's okay, the part dickhead. I don't really understand.
Go forth, be free.
But yeah, anyway, so that's the story with Kairi and her grandma. So fast forward to what's actually happening in the plot. Sora ends up in Hollow Bastion. He meets Beast. Beast is for some reason here. I think he's the only character in this game that doesn't have a homeworld. Besides,
I think it was dope. I think his backstory was sick because he literally got to Hollow Bastion on his sheer force of will.
Yeah,
it's incredibly manly.
Yeah,
it's some Gurren Lagann shit.
He just wanted to rescue Belle so fucking badly that his desire fucking teleported him.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm here, that means Belle must be here. There's no other explanation. I'm like, I mean, you're right, but damn son.
and then Riku shit kicks him.
That's the ending to Gurren Lagann right there. We're going there because that's where I think they are. Teleport, Vonk.
Actually.
Yeah. But yeah, so you do a little platforming and then you find Riku. Riku's chilling. He's about to get the real sass out. I don't remember exactly how this scene goes, but basically he says Sora's a bitch.
It's after the fight where he's like essentially beating Beast's ass, and they're all like,
yeah,
"Stop doing that! He's a Disney character. You can't do that."
Everything has to be good and right in the world. But too bad Hollow Bastion's not a Disney world, so it doesn't follow those rules.
Essentially.
But yeah, so he kicks Beast's ass, and then Sora is like, what the hell, Riku? To which Riku replies, you're a bitch, I'm the real Keyblade wielder, and then sucks the Keyblade away from Sora and takes ownership over it.
I don't know how does he do that?
So, according to Kingdom Hearts 1 lore, the Keyblade picks its wielder.
That tinge of sarcasm in Kyle's voice is just great.
Because they retcon this super hard. The Keyblade has like a sentience to it and it chooses its wielder. And it originally chose Riku, but Riku went to the darkness and so it was like, fuck that. And then it went to the next best, like sloppy second Sora. And then once Riku showed true power over darkness and like no fear and what have you in this moment here in Hollow Bash, and he's like, check it, and the Keyblades like, yeah, damn, that guy's got balls, and so he rolls the Riku. And then Sora has nothing. But Riku's like, don't worry, man. You can play hero with this. And tosses him a wooden sword. Which is the most...
so savage.
Yeah.
He said something like, now go along and play hero.
The fact that he essentially it's alluded that Riku held on to that the whole time was like, I'm ready.
No, he went back to Destiny Islands to get it.
Out. Yeah, because it's the same wooden sword that they used when they lived on the island. So that's some like next level bitch fest. Like, he's like, oh,
that's some real BM
when I take
there.
the Keyblade, I know how I'm gonna do it. He's been plotting for months.
That's reportable, man. Like, holy crap.
And to top it off, what makes it worse is that back to the friendship talk. Literally, he takes the Keyblade, does that savage ass shit, and then he's like, okay, peace. Like, Riku's like, I'm gonna leave. Sora's like, heartbroken. He's like, what? I don't understand. I brought the Keyblade all the way here. And then Riku's all like, you're just the delivery boy. And then Donald and Goofy just join Riku's side.
Yeah, that was some like actual horse shit. I was like, what, dude? Are you like, is this story real?
And they're like, oh, we're friends. And they're just like, oh, but we gotta follow the Keyblade. Okay, bye, Sora.
Yeah, our mission is to follow the key. Peace. Have fun with the Heartless.
Like, sorry.
And considering they said all the stuff like Hollow Bastion is like infested with Heartless, it's very dangerous. Like,
it makes the like semi spoiler alert, but it makes the revelation that they have after make no fucking sense. Because why couldn't you just come to that conclusion beforehand?
What was the
that, like,
revelation?
Let's stick with Sora, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had to be a moment in this story where darkness and you don't know what's going to go happen. How are they going to get to the end? But then friendship finds a way. They needed that to happen.
That wasn't even friendship. They literally betrayed his ass. Just like, all right.
They realized the error of their ways.
Like, you experience a short, like, maybe 10 minutes of gameplay where you cannot do any damage as Sora. You can do magic damage, but it's like, I think your magic damage is significantly cut down. Yeah, and then Beast just has to mad mode everything by himself.
Because you can't really regain your MP easily because all you have is your wooden sword, and that just bounces off Heartless. Doesn't do jack shit. So you're living off ethers on a prayer, because you can either wait for Beast to do shit and kill things, but that takes a while because AI, right? Or you can hit stuff with magic. What?
Which seems to also, the fact that this end scene of you, like, you can't hit anything, but Beast can, seems to betray that lore fact of, remember, back in Traverse Town, we can only fight Heartless because the Keyblade is around.
Oh, the Keyblade's around.
Or,
kinda.
I don't know, like, because that's how, remember in the first podcast, I'm like, oh, I guess that makes sense why Donald and Goofy can do damage.
Yeah, it's like alluded that the Keyblade's gotta be, like, with you.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of something funny. Where Leon takes Sora inside the hotel room. It's like, we gotta get this Keyblade away from you to keep you safe. But it's like literally 10 feet away.
Yeah.
They use the Keyblade like a tracking device. Hopefully this little offset here won't screw them up.
Yeah, clearly in Hollow Bastion because there's just so many Heartless that doesn't do shit. So I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, so you do like 10 minutes of 10 minutes of gameplay probably, like just like you do a minor puzzle, you do some underwater platforming shit, and then you.
It's 10 minutes if you're not retarded.
Yeah.
For me, it was closer to an hour.
What?
Wait, for what?
We were watching the stream, Vanessa.
Yeah,
remember?
Vanessa, you know what happened.
Oh, right. No, that was after you got.
No, I was still with Beast.
He got lost.
Oh. So, yeah, for I guess the listeners, as you know from his stream, Kyle got lost during this part. But when I did it, I don't know if Arjun and Cobra are the same. It took me like 10 minutes.
Well, no,
yeah, it wasn't long for me.
I'm not talking about getting lost. Lost wasn't the problem. The problem was Coben baited me with a treasure chest that needed gravity to be cast on it. And so I was taking.
Later?
No, this was before.
No, that was. I'm pretty sure that was later.
Because I was still with Beast then.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe I had the Keyblade. I don't think I did. But anyways, this is before you get Donald and Goofy back for sure. Because I wouldn't have had Beast with me. I soft reset the game.
Yeah, that was after though. That was after.
Was it actually? Because I remember being
after.
a beast.
Okay, after, before, whatever. Let's just
Anyways, yeah. So I fucking, you know how you go underground, then you have to do all that dumb water puzzles that hit the switches to get through the sewer maze.
Yep.
I went from there all the way to when you open the door to with the 3 Heartless pieces, and then I soft reset the game and had to do that again.
Here's the best part is like that area. It's like it's an elevator ride. I don't know if you saw it, Arjun, but it's an elevator ride, and it's a really long cutscene to do the elevator ride.
Yeah.
And he goes. When I first went into it, I had the same thing happen to me. But when you go into it, it's like, okay, there's nothing here. It's a dead end. Let's go back. We have to deal with this long ass annoying cutscene to get all the way down this elevator again.
Yeah.
But as I was watching this stream, I actually noticed a chest that I didn't notice when I was playing. I'm like, oh, there's a chest back there. You can cast gravity on it and get it. And then Kyle's like, should I do it? I don't really want to do this cutscene.
I'm like, shit. So I'm watching the cutscene to leave because it takes forever. I'm like, I just start hitting buttons on my controller. I'm only using one hand, and I'm just like hitting every button on the controller. I'm like, maybe I can skip this goddamn cutscene. No, you can't. But also, I somehow soft reset the game and lost all my progress up to that sewer maze.
So at that point, he was committed because he had to play through.
Yeah.
Your save point was when you were with Beast again. So you
in the sewers. Yeah. I had to do it all again.
And then one of us made a comment like, watch it be a gummy piece.
If it was a fucking Thundaga piece, of course it was. I'm just still so confused about how I soft reset the game, because the soft reset code is L1, L2, R1, R2, options, and the touchpad button.
You have to hit those all at the same time.
Yes. How did I do that?
You were really angry at this game.
Those were long cutscenes.
Well, I mean, you can skip them, thank God, dog.
That was just like a great moment. You're just like, yes, I'll go get it. And then he soft resets the game. He's like, what?
I'm just sitting there. I just edited this episode and posted it like 2 days ago. I watched it. I was silent for like 10 seconds on the title screen, just sitting there, watching the chat scroll by as you guys realize what happened, and then the chat's catching up to the stream, and I'm just like,
just.
You should watch that Let's Play, Arjun. It's pretty good.
That's probably like the only the highlight of his entire play. But yeah, so we kind of lost track. So yeah, Donald and Goofy leave you. You have to do that. If you're not stupid, 10 minutes of doing puzzles, and then you go through it because there's a huge gain. That's why you have to do these underground puzzles. You go back, you do it, you're done. If you're smart, and then you literally go through a door, and then you watch a cutscene of like Riku be like, "Oh, you're still here? Get out of here!" And he's about to fucking like Kamehameha your ass, like just blast you with darkness or something.
yeah.
And then Donald
Realm.
Goofy stops it, and he's like, "No, I realize he's one of my best buddies, so I'm gonna stay by him."
Like, what exactly? This is my point. Like, what is the point of this revelation that he's having all of a sudden? Like, why couldn't you have just realized that he's also your best buddy when you betrayed his ass?
Yeah. So
They're
like,
realizing
and then,
that
Donald's
friendship
also
is
like,
more
"Oh, we'll
important
do it
than the
together,"
mission.
because he's like, "Oh, you're gonna betray your king because you're supposed to follow the Keyblade Master." He's like, "Well, no, I can do both." And then Donald also joins your party again, and it's just really stupid because, and for me, I was like, I literally just like, he betrayed me. I played for 10 minutes. They're back on my side. What the hell?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It just didn't carry any weight to it. Yeah.
Nomura just wanted a dramatic moment.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. They just needed the dark moment of the story, like every popcorn action movie has.
I felt like it would have
executed very well.
It maybe would have been a bit more impactful if it like you got one character at a time back.
Or even like for like half a world, like this happened earlier in a different like area, and then you finally got them back at Hollow Bastion. Like you met them at Hollow Bastion.
Like yeah, like at the end of, let's say, Traverse Town, and then that happens. You have to go to Hollow Bastion by yourself.
Yeah.
That would have actually been really dope. You go by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's a
And,
dope.
like,
been really epic.
Yeah.
And that's why it would have been maybe cool, like, I guess, to introduce like actually Leon and them actually helping you and going with you, because like we can't let you go by yourself.
Or even
What-
like
what are you
a
talking
better
about?
reason for you to meet Beast, right? Like two like lone wolves just trying to like
Yeah.
get their
Yeah.
fucking like shit together.
What do you mean? What do you mean though? Like you heard Leon say it. They've been fighting together this entire time.
Oh my god.
Take it out to Olympus and just fucking runs off.
I can't help you.
You guys.
We've been
Yeah,
helping
I
this
can't-
entire plot.
I can't help you. Why the hell are you in Olympus? What the fuck? I can't slack off at my local tournament. It's not even local.
You had to use a gummy ship to get here, dog.
You a shithead. But yeah, so that was like a very like lackluster, like, oh wow, I'm so emotional.
And like, I just thought about this because Riku is the one who says like, "What about your mission?" to Donald and Goofy. That implies that they've been talking. And
yeah, they just told Riku everything in the 10 minutes you were gone.
I'm just like, thanks for the
Yeah,
privacy,
y'all spilled the
bro.
beans, huh?
They just like, they're Disney characters. They can't lie.
I mean, I guess you're right. You have to be evil in order to lie.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh
Canon.
man, I'm an evil ass motherfucker. Go on,
But
I am
yeah,
fucking
in that
awful.
moment of friendship, your trust is now restored in your friends, and Sora's not even salty about it that they did that and came back. He's just like,
They're
okay,
They're the
like,
best friends,
the-
man.
the fuck?
Everything is forgiven.
And then somehow in that moment you get your Keyblade back.
Yeah, so Sora has demonstrated the power of friendship, which makes his heart better than Riku's, and so Keyboy's like, oh, you know what? Never mind. Fuck you, Riku.
Dude, the Keyblade betrays you just as bad as Donald and Goofy do.
Yeah,
Straight up.
literally, like, it's like my friends, my weapon.
Like, I wouldn't trust fucking anyone if I was in that world.
I
Like,
don't
fuck
have my
y'all.
fucking sword. Ah, it's
Yeah,
Yasuo
well,
all over again.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, everyone.
And we had a very anticlimactic fight with Riku right after that.
Yeah, so
Oh
you just
yeah.
you kind of wipe the floor with Riku. It's like
Yeah, you
his.
beat the ever-loving shit out of him.
This is the warm up,
And he just runs away like a bitch.
but not
Yeah.
before like Beast just pieces it too.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
because he got baited.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah, he's like, Bill! What? And then the door closes. I'm like, wow, you seriously got your baited so hard.
Not only
And
that,
then-
but the Heartless it turns back to the Heartless before the door closes, and then he dives in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this Heartless for baiting me.
This little ant.
And then it's also really funny because like when he comes back to the door, Beast is like such lone wolf mentality. The fact he wasn't even worried, he just comes back. He's like, "Oh, okay, so you're okay now." And Sora's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I mean, you could have died, but that's not my problem." This could have played out really differently, but it worked out, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. Turns out it's fine.
Yeah.
That aside,
What's up?
the level's really cool. The music's awesome, and the atmosphere is great.
Yeah,
The music's great, yeah.
I thought
I
like the
definitely felt it was very Final Fantasy, like platforming and
yeah, finally.
finally Final Fantasy.
But like I thought it was a little long, all told, but it was actually it was a cool level. It was well designed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still had that direction problem, in my opinion. Like it was still possible to get lost, but other than that, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely got really confused on what to do when you had to do that really big library puzzle.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it was a time waster, and I was like, the fuck am I doing?
Good old Nomura, waste your ass.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
because the real way to go is you don't have to complete all the bookshelves.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bookshelves are for like treasure
So that was a little
chests.
confusing.
You just have to
Just
get up
gotta
there
do
it.
and
And also
hit a
those-
chandelier.
Just
Those
gotta do it.
slots, those rotating slots that just troll you, where you just have to hit it a certain
Yeah.
amount of times before it gives you the chest.
There's
That's
like no
a giant time waster, like, holy fuck.
there's no quick
Yeah,
time
it's
event.
worse because you see the chest in there, and you're like, I'm gonna fucking get you.
It's literally a slot machine. It's just like, nope, you didn't get it this time, do it again. But there's nothing like no.
It's like a scripted slot machine, because you just know you're gonna get it on the third try. You just know it's a
Yeah.
giant waste of fucking time.
Yeah, and there's nothing to. There's no heartless at spawn if you don't get it. Like nothing. It's literally. It could have just been give you the treasure chest and move on, but no.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
also some passages that actually end up taking you back down to the bottom of the map, and
God.
when I first played through, I ended up going that way instead of the right way, so that was confusing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, really? I literally just, if that ever happened, it's usually because I accidentally fell off the cliff. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, there's that too.
I did enjoy it. You could just like jump off the side of the map to get down a floor if you needed to.
Yeah, that was nice, but I found it frustrating because, again, just like with Monstro, because they had obviously places with no walls, you're facing nothing but aerial Heartless again.
Oh my god, my
that purposely waited off on that.
Exactly. Yeah, they wait on the cliff so you can attack them, and then you can get your ass thrown to the bottom and waste your time.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I just let Donald do that shit, man. I wait for them to come to me.
Yeah, same.
I probably should have done that.
It was. There was a couple times where I think I might be wrong. I feel like I tried to attack a thing and the aerial combo was taking me off the edge, and I had to like glide back and just barely made it.
Yeah, same.
God, what a bad idea.
What a trip.
Yeah. So after you do the library thing, after you beat Riku, you then see a cutscene of Riku running and crying like a bitch again. And he's like, why? Why did I get the Keyblade? What is me? And then you see the really potato sack man from Destiny Island, which is alluded to be Ansem?
Yeah, that's Ansem.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, it's because you a fucking bitch ass. Your will of darkness isn't strong enough. We'll make you stronger.
You gotta open your heart to the darkness.
Yeah, open your heart more to the darkness. Like, just spread your ass cheeks. It's not. It ain't strong enough yet.
Dark enough.
Take this big black darkness.
It ain't dark enough yet.
Let the darkness enter you from the rear.
We gotta
Let
try
me hit
the
that
other
shit
way.
from the backside, baby.
Probably some fucking fanfics of some shit using that.
100%.
100%.
Oh, God.
So yeah, you enter. Is it you fight Maleficent?
You
first?
fight Maleficent now. After you complete the library puzzle and you do all the chandelier stuff, you get 3 pieces of an emblem that open a door because we're Resident Evil for half a second, and then you find all the princesses of Heart like locked up in these little chambers, like they're Spartans, and you kind of just like, oh, that's cool or whatever, and you just piece it, move on to the arena. Oh wait, no, sorry, I might be mistaken that. Anyways, the point is, you fight Maleficent.
Yeah.
The first form Maleficent.
Actually, before that.
What's up?
Before that, there's a cutscene where it shows Riku being possessed by Ansem, and he just walks and he just shows that special Keyblade that can unlock hearts.
Oh yeah.
See, I haven't played
like, ooh.
I haven't played this game like for a long time, so I actually don't know what's the final mix cutscenes and what's not the final mix cutscenes. So have you guys noticed?
Anything that doesn't have voice acting was a final mix cutscene. Except for the grandma telling Kairi thing, doesn't have voice acting, I believe, but that was original for I don't know.
Okay.
Which is hilarious if you remember that cutscene way back near the beginning of the game when Riku wakes up on Hollow Bastion and he's shouting his lungs out, but there's no sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was dumb. Anyway, Maleficent. First form's kind of like whatever. She just flies around this dumb stone pyramid, fires lasers at you, and someone's heartless. You kind of just like smack the rock until it stops moving, and then smack her a bunch. Do you guys
Really,
have
I
trouble
got
with
just
that?
on the rock.
Oh, you could do that too.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
can
did
jump
to
up
kill
too.
her. I did that to kill her, but at first I was breaking the rock with Ars Arcanum.
I just remember like jumping a lot and pressing X, and then she died.
Yeah,
I think... Oh, sorry. Go ahead first.
You could really wreck her shit with Ars Arcanum. Like, it does so much damage to her.
Yeah, that ability is really good as long as the opponent doesn't move or hit back.
I think aesthetically, I did like the move where Maleficent moved to one end of the room and did like a wall of like, I guess like fireballs.
Yeah,
it just looked cool. I never got hit by it because you just like hide in a corner.
Those fireballs are so extra because they're so fucking huge.
There's so many of them too.
She's flexing, okay?
She has all this power, but she's a bitch.
Yeah, but like, you know what else is extra? Fighting the fucking Cave of Wonders. It's a fucking cave.
You know, you're right.
Bring that up, please.
You're right.
Like, nightmares about that fight.
Yeah, that sucks for me too.
Oh yeah.
After you kill Maleficent, she goes dragon form, which I think she did in not Cinderella, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
No, it's Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. God damn it.
Which I know for a fact you don't know who that
away
is.
In the seven
because
Cinderellas.
in your
glass slippers.
Fuck, man. Every Disney movie runs the same. What were you saying, Vanessa?
Oh no, it's just really funny because I remember I was watching your video of that part or the stream. Where you're like, oh, here's all the princesses. Here's Alice.
right.
Here's this, and then you get to Aurora, which is her name. You're like, I don't know who the fuck this bitch is. And then you find Maleficent. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, I remember watching that stream. You made like a comment about Snow White, and like, you stupid bitch, she's from Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember.
It's like dumbass bitch.
I remember this scene from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There was like a mountain or something, and it got really scary for a second because I was 4 or whatever, right? And I thought there was a dragon.
No, that's a different cliff.
Oh, whatever. Fucking Disney princesses, they're all the goddamn same except for Jasmine.
That's racist.
That's why I said except for Jasmine, they're all white otherwise.
I don't know why. It kind of makes me mad that Alice is considered a fucking princess of heart.
For some reason?
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird.
Well, they needed an extra light, man.
I
guess they couldn't get a 7th license for a Disney princess.
Like, does that mean we'd have to make a world too? Fuck.
Well, what else would there be? Like, I guess they could have made what's her face from Peter Pan, Princess of Heart.
Oh yeah, I remember.
That doesn't make any more sense than Alice.
No, it doesn't. But they could have done that, I guess.
It would have made more sense because at least Neverland actually progresses the main story.
Yeah, there's
'Cause
that.
The Kingdom Hearts 3, Leia.
But
Oh god. You're like sitting with some shitty Keyblade lightsaber. I hate this game.
Enigmatic Man already does that.
That needs to be. Darth Vader needs to be an extra boss.
That'd be a little
That needs
rad.
to happen.
Yeah.
Or their way of like, it's not Darth Vader, but he just looks like Darth Vader. We're just gonna call him the other unknown man.
He's Zaya Vader.
I am your Keyblade master.
Vader Nort.
Darth Nort.
Anyways, to get back off this tangential road, you fight the dragon form of Maleficent from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
God damn it!
That
Prove
was
me wrong.
Such a fucking hard boss for me.
I almost one-shot it until I missed the last fucking hit, and then
That was pretty
died, and
beautiful.
had to spend another 40 minutes dying to this dumbass boss.
I felt
Yeah.
vindicated by that.
I was so happy, like, oh man, I'm gonna one-shot it and shove this in Coben's face, and then I fucking die.
Yeah,
But
that fight was
also-
pretty tough.
That also happened for me because I didn't realize I had second chance, so I beat her with second chance not equipped.
Good job,
Which is
Coben.
really impressive, actually.
You got the skills.
Yeah, because that boss is ridiculous. It's just infinite hits. They happen. There's a pattern to it, but if you don't know the pattern, you can't really tell what's gonna happen.
It's just
So
annoying.
it just hits.
It's just annoying because you can only hit Maleficent in her face, but that's the most dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause she breathes fire, she stomps the ground, she does a
She's
freaking
got that
annoying
stupid tail whip.
Yeah, damn
You
tail
can't
whip.
block it. I don't know
Bullshit
how you
tail
dodge
whip.
that.
The fire does damage. Luckily, the fire doesn't do damage over time, but it's just like, obviously, if you stand it, you're just gonna keep getting hit.
Yeah.
It's
Then
annoying.
there's those homing fireballs.
You can
Oh
knock
my-
those. You can tech those by hitting them though.
Yeah, but I'm too
Well,
busy
you
trying
know,
to fucking hit
I'll-
her face. So like, what am I supposed to do?
I was a basic bitch and didn't realize that at first.
Good.
If
Play
I knew
more
that,
Third
I
Strike.
could have used like the arrow upgrade to help with it too.
Yeah, I wish I had the arrow upgrade for that fight. Wish I had the arrow upgrade for most fights.
Wait, Arden, how did you find that fight? Because Kobe and I watched Kyle suffer, but I don't know how you did
Yeah.
it.
To be honest, a whole bunch of fortunately, I didn't have any trouble with her because I just jumped and hit her a bunch and then ran. I
Nice.
used Peter Pan's shitty ass glide to evade her attacks.
That was Kyle's first attempt before he fucked it up.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, this strat doesn't work.
Too, honestly, Glide works for most of her things, which was good.
That's actually, I remember now, that's the fight where I learned that Tinkerbell is godlike.
Yeah.
Also, I always use summons too, so that helps.
Yeah, Tinkerbell just heals you over time, and also if you die, she revives you once.
Oh,
I ended up beating Dragon Maleficent just by gliding a whole bunch.
Also, like, I shit you not, Bambi's actually pretty useful because
Bambi just gives you MP, right?
It only costs 1 MP to use Bambi, and it gives you back like way more than 1. You get like 8 MP, more than that, 10 MP back. So if you're a magic user, like primarily a magic user, you can like farm mana with that.
That's actually something I want to talk about. The MP system is weird in this game in that it punishes you for having more MP. But you're
stronger with more MP.
Yeah, so you do more damage with more MP, and ostensibly if you have a shit ton of MP, you're a caster, which means you don't have any strength, which means you're probably not trying to hit stuff with a Keyblade, which means you're not regenerating MP by hitting stuff, and the more MP you have, the exponentially longer time it takes to restore 1 MP bar. Why?
Yeah, I was paying attention to that too.
You shut your mouth.
I don't know. I can't.
It feels painful.
Yeah, it just basically sets you up to really not want to be a magic user, which is funny because apparently like magic's super fucking good in this game.
Magic is really good in this game. The only problem is some spells like Arrow and Gravity and Cure, they will only use blue MP, but like something like Fire, Blizzard, or Thunder, they can use the yellow bits of MP.
Oh shit, so that's how that works.
Yeah, so when I watched the speed run of killing the final boss of this game, because I was stuck, because I was like, what do I do? Basically, they just rolled up and just unleashed like 50,000 fires on Ansem's ass, and he just died. I'm like, well, I wish I could do that. Unfortunately, my fire doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah, exactly.
But basically, I went through most of this game, like all the secret bosses and the rest of this section, like basically running off 2 or 3 MP blocks, even though my max MP was like 10, because it was just impossible to get back up there without items.
It really seems like to make an effective use of the as a magic build in this game, and maybe some of the fandom can correct me on this, but it seems like just the way it has to work is you do have to incorporate the hitting with it, because you still unlock the combat skills in the magic, and you unlock the combat skills at different levels, and you also get MP haste and MP rage.
Yeah, and then if you just basically spam Bambi, you're like set for MP battle.
Maybe those skills in Bambi is just the way to offset my problem.
Yeah.
I still don't have.
Because we picked the shield route. You don't learn MP haste until like really late levels, so we don't get to experience that benefit.
Yeah, it was like 78 or something.
Yeah, that for the first one, and I think the second one is in the 90s or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Maleficent. Because you just use Bambi and then I guess like spam magic or something. Arjun?
Wait, what's up?
You just like used Bambi or whatever for Maleficent and just steamroller with magic?
Yeah, I just used Bambi, I steamrolled magic, and I just hit her a bunch. Like, it was just, it was pretty, like, lackluster on my end for contributing to this. Because I just beat her, but, yeah.
How'd you do on the Riku rematch?
Also, Divine Rose is amazing. I honestly,
Divine Rose is too good.
It's the second best Keyblade in this entire game.
What's better than that?
Weapon.
Oh, except for Ultimate Weapon? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
One Wing Angel's really good too.
No, fuck
One Wing. I used One Wing Angel despite the strength decrease from Divine Rose because the reach is amazing, but Divine Rose is so fucking strong.
It's a really cool looking Keyblade, One Winged Angel. It just doesn't really look like the source material, but it looks real cool.
Yeah, exactly.
One Wing Angel's the strongest when you have all the critical pluses stacked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll remember that.
It won't be as useful without critical plus, but with critical plus, really good Keyblade.
I'll remember that when I never play this game again.
Sounds good.
But yeah, Arjun, how'd you do on the Riku rematch? Because that comes up right after this.
Oh, again, like, super lackluster. Just literally spammed X on him, parried everything he did because I was spamming X, and just shit kicked him.
That's basically what I ended up doing. I died to him a few times, but then I got the rhythm of what he was doing, and I'd be like, oh, parry and then 2 hits, and then parry and then 2 hits, and because slap shot. Like I died the first 2 or 3 times I think, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have slap shot on. Let me put that on, and then slap shot allowed me to do 2 hits because it was just faster, and then I could time my 3rd hit with a slight delay to parry, and then do that again. And I just chunked like 3/4 of his HP doing that until I went fucking Super Saiyan.
And like
before that boss fight though, when Dragon Maleficent forms, I find it really funny because Riku once again, like Ansem Riku just being ultimate edgelord, just randomly stabs Maleficent with that Keyblade.
Oh right.
To make her into the
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah, just the stun. He's like, look what my Keyblade can do. Oh boy!
He's like, I'm not strong enough. He's like, check this out.
There's one thing I do want to add though, as a little side note. I feel like choosing the whole level really fast after level 50 was super helpful for me.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah, me too.
Like I had 2 EXP items on top of that, and I blasted through leveling. Like it was like easy as hell.
Yeah,
so I would recommend.
I leveled up really fast too.
I chose the even the whole way through, and I didn't have too much trouble, but I did have to do some grinding. Like I just unlocked the ability to challenge the Titan over and over and over, and put an EXP item on. I'm like, I'm farming levels, bro.
Yeah.
See, I chose the same route as Kobe and Arjun, and I just I didn't have the same.
Maybe you need to get good.
Yeah,
You did not run away from everything that you.
I fought everything. Okay, for people that are listening, I don't know how this happened, but by the time we all finished like Hollow Bastion, and then we started doing like our extra bite before we do the end of the world, we also started like. Because I think Kyle, when you finished Hollow Bastion, you were like level 55 or something.
Yeah.
When I beat Hollow Bastion, I was like 45. I do not know how I did that, and I still managed to beat Maleficent. Like despite multiple tries, I did beat her.
Yeah.
And, like,
you don't like necessarily under leveled, like maybe like a couple levels, but like yeah, you.
It definitely put me at a disadvantage when I was trying to do the extra bosses, because a lot of the strategy guides and stuff say like you should have a minimum of like 65 or something, right?
Yeah.
Before you attempt to make it easier for you. Like obviously people have done it at like level 1 or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, this is so hard.
I had to grind a little bit to fight Sephiroth and the Unknown Man, just because I wasn't doing the damage and I didn't have the HP.
See, Sephiroth was a funny.
I had to do
fight.
a lot of grinding.
We'll get there.
I am the.
I did quite a bit of grinding too. It's just I would go up levels pretty fast.
Yeah, same thing.
Like it would only take a couple of rooms to go up a level.
So Kobe and Vanessa, how'd you feel on the Riku rematch?
Oh, Kobe, you want to go first?
I died on my first attempt because once again I didn't have second chance on, but I beat him no problem. In the second thing, he wasn't that bad, and I had Metal Chocobo with that godly reach.
I still don't know how I would have got through some of these fights without second chance.
Yeah, same.
You used Metal Chocobo for that fight?
Yeah.
Despite the strength handicap?
Yeah, but it's not a huge difference compared to Olympia, and
but if you're
I really like the reach.
Didn't you?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I didn't get Divine Rose until... I don't think you get Divine Rose until you seal the keyhole.
That might be right.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Pretty much Divine Rose pretty much made everything, almost everything irrelevant.
Yeah.
True.
Like, short reach, but like, man.
Does so much damage.
Yeah.
What you, Vanessa?
See, I essentially had a huge help because I watched your stream before I did it because I was procrastinating a lot, as you know.
Yeah.
So essentially, I just already knew what his strat was, and then obviously when I was doing it, it makes it easier because he does really telegraph his moves really well. So I beat him on my first try.
I'm proud of you. You
proud mode.
Someone else's strats.
Proud mode.
Hey, so after you do that, what exactly happens? Riku is like, check this out, and then jumps into the weird forming Kingdom Hearts portal.
Oh, wait,
No.
I think...
He does, you beat his ass, and then Sora has a good idea, which is not a good idea.
Well, I think he's doing this at the same time, right? Like, he drops the Keyblade and jumps into the portal.
No, it doesn't happen quite yet. At first, Sora does his thing because Kyrie's unconscious. Like, he immediately runs to Kyrie's side and is trying to wake her up.
Yeah, so basically what Sora does is he picks up, or Ansem Riku is like, hey, check it, your heart's, or Kyrie's heart's been in yours the entire time. And Sora's like, what? That can't be true. And then takes the Keyblade that for some reason can unlock hearts and stabs himself with it. And what is one of the best scenes in Kingdom Hearts 1, I think. Just Sora killing himself so he can get Kyrie's heart out. And then turns into a Heartless.
And then all the Princess Hearts restored.
Yeah. Like, everything's okay except Sora's gone with his heroic sacrifice. And
I like how Donald's like, Sora, come back!
Because Donald
the
gives
immersion
a shit.
completely. Sora! You're like, shut up! Shut up!
Imagine the Japanese voice acting for that.
Come back, Sora! Like, oh my god. And then Goofy's just standing there silent. He's like, oh shit, this is happening.
Goof is keeping this shit together, man. They just like roll up with Kyrie, like, we gotta go. And piece it.
And well, just before that, that's when Ansem like just appears and he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you guys. And then
I'm gonna kill everyone in this room.
Riku has like a brief moment of like clarity and control. He's like, no, I won't let you do that. And then he randomly disappears into the portal or something.
Yeah,
I don't entirely remember.
He's going to the end of the
Because
world.
apparently he has to be the one that kills his friends his way.
What an
You
asshole.
know.
Basically.
But yeah, so after they run off, you get like this section where Sora's trying to figure out what the hell is happening to him. He's in like darkness, and then you get control of a little heartless creature, a shadow, and it's totally not Sora.
Little ant boy.
And like,
I love the running animation for it. It's like giving the old
yeah,
razzle
dude,
dazzle.
it's great.
It's so damn goofy.
But what I really liked is you wake up as this heartless, and you recognize Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Kyrie, and you run up to them, and Donald's like, check this shit out, just clonks you on the head with his stick.
Yeah, he's like, go the fuck away. You're just like, do.
I'm surprised it was so like merciful towards this one little harlot, because usually you like for the entire game you've been shit kicking these little ants and like all of
Honestly, it gave me an alternative interpretation. To me, it made it canon that that's how Donald tries to fight Heartless, and that's why he dies all the time.
True.
Ouch.
I'm like, yeah,
Where's
this
all
is
his
like
MP,
how,
though?
how they fight when you're not around.
Oh, it feels
But yeah,
like
I'm
that,
actually not surprised because obviously late game, I just know my Donald, he usually opened up like fighting something with like gravity, so I'm surprised he didn't just crush the fucker.
So, yeah, you wake up, they piece it after clonking you on the head, and then you're tasked with like a Metroid-style escape from the area mission. And you
Wait, but just before that, the second greatest scene ever happens, where Kyrie hugs Sora Heartless, or Kyrie realizes the Heartless is Sora somehow, I don't know how.
No, that's after.
She just feels it in her heart.
Because when she hugs him, he turns back into a man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
boy.
some Disney shit.
Yeah, it's a good scene. I don't know.
Again, it's just funny because I
wholesome.
kind of wish they made that sequence a little bit longer because you can't. So when you're a little heartless critter, you cannot interact with anything. You can't interact with elevator stuff. So it's, I guess alluded you just jump off the cliff and so you just get to the bottom.
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what
When
I
I
did.
first-
'Cause you can't
When I
interact with
first played
anything
Kingdom
else.
Hearts, I didn't realize you could move between rooms by jumping off. So it took me like forever to figure out where to go.
That must have sucked because you can't fight back, and there's a lot of mean Heartless there.
Oh
Yeah.
really? I didn't even know Heartless spawn while you're there.
Oh, they definitely spawn. They'll kick
Oh,
your
that
ass.
sucks. Oh, that really sucks.
But yeah, I just jumped off.
Yeah, I
like
just kept
peace.
jumping. Which is why I kind of wish like that part was a little. It was like goofy as hell, but it was actually really kind of funny. Just like being a heartless.
It was emotional, man.
I
That
thought it was just
animation.
funny. Yeah, it was just like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my dog."
Yeah, I was
Just
fascinated with that
walking
animation. I'm
around.
like, this animation's the best. It's so good.
Yeah, I kind of wish you could have done a little bit more as a heartless.
I feel like they just put Sora's regular
Oh,
running
just you
animation
wait
on
until
that
Kingdom
skeleton.
Hearts 2, everyone.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
It's gonna get so much better. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that happens, and then you meet up with Kyrie, and Kyrie's like, "Oh wait, that's my friend," and then like she gets jumped on by a ton of Heartless. and then she hugs the Sora Heartless, and he turns back into a person, and then the power of love destroys the Heartless.
Okay, what if in that scene she somehow messes up and hugs the wrong Heartless, so it's actually like Sora Heartless is trying to fight back, so she's just hugging a random one that's like, oh,
I know that's
embraced.
I know that's supposed to be like a beautiful scene, but one thing that I just found really comedic about it is when you see Sora hugging Kairi, his hand is like literally the size of her back. Like it goes completely across his back. Like it really shows how comedic their proportions are.
Yo, those are some yaoi hands, okay?
Cal's like, and the emotions going.
Okay,
The scene is ruined.
I thought it was really funny because they're all like, Donald and Goofy are like, oh my god, we're gonna protect you, Kairi. And then the second, they're like, oh, this Heartless. They all just fucking left her and she got swarmed.
They're really trying their best. Job. They're like facing another group, and then they are bad at escort missions, I guess.
Look, man, they can't save Sora, and Sora can fend for himself. You think they're gonna save Kairi?
Yeah. They can't even help themselves.
Yeah. So after this, you then regroup in Traverse Town, and then you talk to Kairi, and she gives you some motivational speech or something about how you'll always be together. And she gives you the Oathkeeper Keyblade, which is pretty rad. I use that for...
But just before that, you meet up with your support group, the fun fancy characters who do nothing.
Yeah, and they talk about how they've been fighting together this whole time.
Chilling in the room, and they're like, yo, like, a lot of Heartless are coming out, this is not good.
Yeah, because we
gotta find a back way.
Yeah, so...
we gotta find that hidden gummy.
They pull an excuse to make you do another gummy ship mission out of your goddamn ass. I hate the gummy ship mission so much. But at this point, I had like 17 engines on my ship, and it was like I had like a Harley engine on one side, and I had a fishing net on the other. I'm like, I'm ready to go. This thing goes fast. It dies in one hit though.
Yeah. I've already said my piece on gummy ship missions.
Yeah, I go fast in mine, so that's all.
Yeah, I think they're great. I love them so much. I think they're very well thought out. I think the graphics are great.
Yeah, I can't wait till they come back in Kingdom Hearts 2.
I didn't know this, but there's actually gummy ship missions that you can do, which is where you build specific gummy ships with like certain parts, and you have to clear obviously that map. And then I looked at how hard it is to get those trophies, and it's like ultra rare. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Why would I ever do that?
Because there's
never do that.
There's like 3. You have to clear 3 of them.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
I did one by accident.
I'm so sorry.
I think we all did one. I did one as well.
Oh yeah, you cleared the first one, but then there's like 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible. So yeah, they bullshit you for another reason to do a gummy ship mission, which is to get back to the end of the world, because the path to Hollow Bastion's been blocked off by Heartless or something.
It's way too packed in there. It's swarming.
It's
you gotta
too
go
dangerous.
Around back.
Yeah, and then you have to run through Hollow Bastion again. And this segment's the only time I ever use the Oathkeeper, because by the time you get to where you fought Riku the second time, that's where you get a chest that has Obsidian in it. Yeah, or Oblivion, sorry. And then that's the Keyblade I use for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really? Oh, yeah, use Oblivion?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I cleared the game first and then did all the secret stuff.
Oh yeah, you also have that romantic, sort of not really touching scene of Traverse Town, because Sid is all like, oh, you have to get me a certain part. So you have to go to the underworld, like the back alley area, and you learn White Trinity, and Kairi's all like, yeah, I'm gonna come with you.
Yeah.
Oh, stay here. Okay.
I'll be with you in your heart. And that's where you got the Oathkeeper.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool Keyblade.
It's
pretty.
It looks cool.
I went and got Lady Luck at that time.
I got that.
White Trinity.
I got that when I was hunting for Dalmatians.
I never used it though.
Yeah, me either. At that point, I had Divine Rose.
Alright, guys, shall we move on to the
end of the world?
Wrap up fairly soon. It's been quite a little ride.
Right. Yeah.
It's been an hour.
Yeah, you guys got to get going in a bit. So we'll speed up a little bit. End of the world. I feel like they kind of ran out of time for the end of the world, because it's a lot of like whatever rooms, and then about 1,000 behemoths.
See, I liked the first part of End of the World, which was like the floating rocks and all that stuff. Like I liked how it looked. It was confusing to navigate because it wasn't actually a massive like open world.
There's invisible terrain, basically.
Yeah, there's invisible terrain, which was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But I actually liked the appeal of it. It was like a nice introduction to it. But then you had to, if you chose to, you could have revisited each world for like a treasure chest and all this stuff. But then I literally,
but yeah,
I got super triggered when I end up going back to Atlantica. I'm like, get me out of here!
I like how one of those world revisits is 100 Acre Wood, and it just plays that ominous music. You're like, oh, but this is like a nice, lovely, sunny field.
I like this
and there's
place.
just the
I
save
was so
point in there.
confused of why I was here. I'm like, you're got Nordic?
He's like long white hair. He stands on his 2 legs. You're like, what?
He has yellow eyes.
Feels bad,
This
dude.
is actually where the final boss is.
But yeah, so a bunch of shit happens. You fight a giant volcano man to get super glide. That was really weird and random and whatever.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, fuck that
I
guy.
had no idea what his deal was, because I think he's
Chernobog.
What movie is he from?
Fantasia.
Okay, I've
Snow
never
White
seen
and the Seven
Fantasia, so
Dwarfs.
I was very confused by this fight.
Yeah, I didn't
of,
know
like,
what was up
who
with
this
that. I
person
didn't realize it was a
I
Disney
thought
fight.
it was a Heartless, but I guess it was a character from Fantasia. Because I was like,
Apparently.
the fuck? Who is this? Who are you?
But yeah, so that happens, and then you fight Ansem. Ansem has like 17,000 forms.
Yeah.
The first form's not too bad. He kind of just rolls around. You fight him in like Destiny Islands, pretty much. He rolls
Which was
around
actually
with his
cool.
persona.
It was a nice like comeback.
Yeah, it was
Full
cool.
circle.
It's a little throwback, yeah.
Yeah, but he fights you with his persona, and the persona is like a shield.
You know his? You mean his stand? His stand?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
sorry,
gonna say
Stan. His stand.
Stando.
But you whip his ass, and then Form 2 happens, where it's just a one-on-one with you and Ansem. Kind of the same deal. He gets a couple new attacks, though. I thought that fight was actually pretty cool, except for the part where he like infects you with his stand, and then does damage over time, unless you dodge
Yeah,
it.
it's annoying.
He did that? I don't even remember.
Yeah, he does that, and then he tries to hit you with the blue electric ball attack. But like every once in a while, the stand makes your attack command turn into freeze, and you get like stuck there and take damage, and he hits you with the ball
that's
attack.
what it was. Okay.
Yeah, it was okay, I guess. And then Ansem Fight 3 happens, which is when he's like commander of Sin or whatever the hell.
Yeah, it turns into a battleship. His stand
literally-
turns into a battleship.
Literally a spaceship.
In the
His
darkness.
Literally a spaceship.
And it's just this
Also,
giant
Ca-
torso fused to the ship.
yeah, hella Final Fantasy esque. Makes me think of Seymour from Final Fantasy X.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
100%.
Like 100%. Okay, can I just say that I find it so much bullshit because as like I'll just explain this bit because obviously he's a ship, so now you're flying. I find it super garbage that you spend so much time like getting all these cool skills and stuff like that, and then because you're flying, you can't even use half of this shit anymore.
Right? Yeah.
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 I find
Yeah, I
it so
completely-
garbage. Like you can't use like Strike Ray, you can't use Ragnarok, you can't use like Sonic Blade if you had it. Like all the stuff that you work so hard to level up and get and make your game easier. It's like, yeah, just hit it with your basic attacks now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst part about flying and swimming is you can't use anything.
Yeah. Like everything you have is like worthless.
Level 1 run, bitch.
Basically. Except worse. At least you can dodge roll in level 1.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But anyway, you shit kick him like 17,000 times. He tries to trap Goofy and Donald away in the Darkness Realm. But you get him back and then you shit kick him some more. You go back to Darkness Realm, get the other dude, shit kick him some more. I had...
Isn't
What's up?
doesn't like right before that Sora's falling and then Riku's voice like reaches his head
I don't remember at this point.
and they're like
Too long.
inspires Sora to fly back up and fight the battleship.
Yeah,
By
he's
the
just like
time
falling
I got
in
to
space.
this final form, I'm just so tired. I'm so
I
tired.
was so done. Like the first time I took this boss on, I bashed my head against him for like an hour straight because I only had arrow level 1. I wasn't doing jack shit for damage, and the infinite lasers were shit kicking me because I had no HP, and I was just so tilted that I quit. And then I got all 100 Dalmatians, got Aeroga, and leveled up a bit, and came back and just tanked through everything and shat on him. Which is why I told you guys to get Aeroga, because it reflects lasers.
So here's a question:
Oh shit, I forgot you said that.
did you guys, when you
And I
did
had her,
the end
yeah.
of the world, did you do it like before you did the extra bosses, or like did you do it in between, or did you do it at the end?
I just finished the game and then reloaded my save and took on all the optional stuff.
Okay.
I did it at the end.
Arjun, what'd you do?
Before what?
Did you finish the game, like do the end of the world, like Ansem fight? Did you do it before you did the extra bosses, after, or during?
I did the extra stuff before, I believe. I did like everything except for the ice giant before.
Yeah, so I did the same. I did a bunch of the extra bosses, and then I did end of the world. So to me, it was super easy because after all the bullshit that we'll talk about of the extra bosses, it just felt like a breeze. I'm like, get this shit out of my face.
It's good to be you guys, I guess.
Same.
But yeah, so then you finish the game, and it's a pretty solid ending, I guess. Riku and Mickey have to.
Did you want to talk about the ending first, or do you want to do that?
Yeah, we'll do it now. May as well.
Let's talk about Ansem though. holy fuck, does he say darkness a lot?
He does say darkness a lot.
Like he just has a hard on for that word.
That's the entirety of what the secret reports are about.
Darkness.
Like once he defeat the Ansem starship, feels weird saying that.
Starship Enterprise Ansem.
The Darkness Enterprise.
He's like back to his regular form, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna open the door to Kingdom Hearts because we're here at Kingdom Hearts, the heart for all the kingdoms in existence." And
Hearts.
And he's like, "Oh, come, darkness!" And like the door opens and like black fog comes out, but then Sora's just like, "Light, light!"
Like,
and
I know Kingdom Hearts is light.
Yeah, and then it randomly lights up, and Ansem's just like, "Ah!"
He
He's like,
just
does
gets
like an Emperor
blasted.
he does like an Emperor Palpatine when he like ages.
Which I thought it would have been a cool turnaround if Kingdom Hearts actually was a dark world, not a light world. But hey, whatever. It's not my story.
No, that's not the happy ending Disney wants, okay?
Right. But the door to Kingdom Hearts does lead to the Realm of Darkness, so at least I got that. That's pretty cool.
See, I got really confused with that, of like why that's the case, but
Because in the darkest darkness is the lightest light.
Light. And
there
the
cannot be darkness without
is
light.
dark
Light.
Yay.
God damn it!
Light. Darkness. No white.
Yeah. Anyways, in the Realm of Darkness, Mickey's chilling. He's got the Keyblade D, which is like a reverse colored kingdom key. It's the World of Darkness's Keyblade. Supposedly there's only supposed to be one for the dark world, the light world, and the realm in between. So there's only supposed to be 3, but I guess for Archon 2, but Riku and Mickey together have to close the door from the other side because Sora can't do it by himself because he hasn't been doing his weightlifting.
Yeah,
He's been skipping arm day.
Riku's randomly there, by the way.
Yeah, he's just randomly there. He got his body back from Ansem or some
Hey,
shit.
buddy, yeah, it's me, the guy who fucked you over for like.
Yeah, I'm your friend
time.
again.
Yeah.
There's actually that cutscene where it shows Riku waking up in the dark world and like Mickey Mouse is talking to him.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
trying to contact you this whole time.
Yeah, this scene totally wasn't. This scene wasn't added for Final Mix at all.
Oh, don't worry, Riku.
That kicks off Riku and Mickey's long-lasting friendship throughout the rest of the
And then
series.
Riku's like, "Mickey, you're too late."
No, shut up.
Shut up. But yeah, so they start pushing on the door from the other side, but they can't get it done. I think they're like defending the entrance from Heartless or something. And then Sora tries harder and he closes the door.
Yeah, and then Riku does like a witty, like a sick one-liner where he's like, "Take care of her," and he's like, "Door." Which at this point, mind you, he's not even helping close the door. He's just letting Sora do it.
Yeah, Riku
So-
doesn't deserve this redemption arc.
Yeah, he does it. He really does it. And it's also kind of funny because, like, I mean, I guess you have to give Sora credit because he is trying to close a giant door. Goofy and Donald are trying to push the other. 2 of them are doing one. Sora's just like, yeah, just do it by yourself. Literally sums up your entire gaming experience of you literally have to do everything by yourself.
Yeah, putting them on your back.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it's all being built up to the fact that Riku's Keyblade will be the car keys to a Toyota Prius.
Screaming.
Sadness. But then the game ends. It's a decent ending. Sora and Kairi are like, we can finally be together until they can't, and Kairi gets whisked away back to Destiny Islands.
And then fucking Utada Hikaru sings their sad departure song.
Yeah.
When you let go away.
Which, special shout outs to the Sony music team. I keep having to talk over that song so I don't get hit with a copyright strike. Thanks for that.
It feels bad.
And then the credits like shows like it's a pretty cool scene where it just shows Kairi at Destiny Islands as it slowly gets rebuilt, and you see all like those stars sprouting up as all the worlds are getting restored.
Yeah, it's a
that's
cool
actually
scene.
pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
It's almost like they didn't build it with a sequel in mind. They'll
And the
always be
cynicism
together.
enters the room. A weird, dark, ugly head.
A dark head? Did you say darkness?
Darkness. It was a good scene. I liked the ending to this game.
And then like Kairi goes into the cave.
Cloud
and
finally found Aerith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
answer that question. They found each other finally.
I could have solved that problem 15 hours ago.
Because after,
Oh,
like,
shut the fuck
because in Hades Cup,
Jesus.
you get around where Cloud and Leon fight together to face Sora, and then they're like, wait a second, you know Sora?
Yeah,
That's probably how they found each other. As you mutually beat
It's
the
so
shit out of
weird.
both
Like
of them.
they don't even talk to each other. They just show up. Hey, we're tag team partners. Let's do this. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, wait a minute. Are you from Hollow Bastion? Yeah.
Yeah, they like live together. They know each other.
Yeah, man.
Have you seen
That
Aerith?
dog-
Nah, dog. Like, man, nah. And meanwhile, Squall's like giving her the big dick in Traverse Town.
Alright, can we close this fucking podcast?
Well, we'll just
That
quickly.
actually reminds me of something that we skipped over, but like right at the end when you see all the Hollow Bastion, all the Final Fantasy characters show up. It's like, hey, we're here now.
Yeah, we've been helping you
Too
the
bad we
entire
couldn't help
time.
you. And then Leon's like, we may never see each other again.
Fine by me.
It's funny how, again, that scene happens and we may not see each other again, but me, I grinded by using the Hades Cup, so I keep seeing him. I'm like, hey, Leon. Some
How's it
wailing
going?
on- I'm like, some bitch. Like 5 times I go through the Hades Cup and I just keep thinking, we may not meet again. We may not meet again.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
And then after that point, they're all like hanging out in the library for some reason. That's where you can get Divine Rose from Belle.
Yeah.
And you can also get
Kiraga.
Kiraga from
Yeah.
Aerith.
I did not know I had to speak to Eric to get Kiraga for the longest time.
Me too.
I
And
forgot
then,
to get it
yeah,
from her.
once I did it, a lot of the extra bosses got a lot easier.
It was better. Speaking of, we'll just go over the secret boss. We don't really need to talk about Olympus or 100 Acre Wood.
100 Acre Wood, wholesome.
Yeah,
Bears,
very fun.
Stupid Pooh Bear.
Let's at least talk about Hades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hades is a bastard. You just cast Blizzard on him. And punch
Hades
him in the
Cup, yeah. So the strange thing about Hades Cup is that Hades isn't even the final boss of Hades Cup. You fight him at
Yeah,
like
it's
round
tight.
10, and he actually is pretty hard. He is fun though.
It's a good fight.
It's a solid fight. I had a bit
One of
of
the few
trouble.
bosses with a health bar so big, like with so much health that they has an invisible health bar layer.
Yeah, they only program so many HP bars, and he's got more HP than that.
Yeah, it was really fun though. And then that BM scene of when you beat him, you just fucking knock his ass out. And then when you beat the tournament, I don't know, Coleman, you can explain the scene. You got a lot of fun out of the scene.
I I love this scene, but Donald just ends up being a little shithead, like an absolute savage. You just see Hades like licking his wounds, like just salty about losing in the gate, and Donald just jumps out of nowhere and freezes his hair, and so he goes bald. It's so funny.
Fucking BMing
It's just
motherfucker.
it's just such a shithead move. It's great. I love that.
You're gonna be with us for a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in the end, we will become Donald.
At least I can remember this
No.
one moment where he was good. But other
yeah.
Coliseum bosses, we had Sephiroth. How was Sephiroth, guys?
I gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vanessa.
The power of broken ass strike raid sort of had me fly through that fight with no difficulties.
Yeah, I panic strike raided at the very end and it killed him. Like, thank God.
Who the fuck decided to make strike raid give you like full invincibility frames for the entire fucking duration?
I don't know, but that's the only thing that makes it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nothing else
I
has
used that to kill Ansem. I used that to kill Sephiroth. I used that to basically do everything in this entire game.
Yeah, it was really good. But Sephiroth, like, take that away, and Sephiroth becomes really fucking annoying.
Oh no! If I didn't have strike raid, I would not be fighting him.
Yeah, he's
Like,
super annoying because he's programmed whenever you're close to him to do like this dumb attack where he summons 4 fire pillars, and it hits you twice unless you like wait super long after you get hit by the first one, then attack him when you're really close to him. Sometimes you don't get hit by the second one, but like it's a lingering hitbox. You can't knock him out of it. You can't block it. Sometimes he can teleport on top of you and use it, and then you just have no chance to get away. Like it's real
he's basically
dumb.
Cloud on steroids.
Yeah, the only
on the bright side.
Yeah.
On the bright side, he always has like a cooldown right as he uses it, and if you time it right, you can get a 3-hit combo in. But sometimes he breaks his programming, and will just do some attack, maybe even repeat the fire pillar.
Yeah, sometimes
he just really annoying.
Sometimes he just doesn't care about getting hit. Like I ended up looking up and finding out that if you do more than 3 hits, he recovers and starts hitting you. But like even only doing 2 to 3 hits, sometimes he just stops caring and will hit you. And sometimes he doesn't get staggered to begin with. Like it's really inconsistent. But yeah, other than that, he's just kind of annoying. He's got an instant kill attack that you can hit him out of, which is nice. He's got his dumb meteor attack, which is hilarious. But
yeah. I tried Sephiroth a few times, but I think it's like probably if I tried to do him again after I did all that grinding, I probably would have an easier time. But I just got so frustrated with it. I'm like, fuck this.
He was the last one I killed.
Yeah, my strategy was like my strategy changed with each of the phases, but like my first phase is like I basically would just run away from him until he would jump towards me. And that's a good opening to lay a combo on him. Or whenever he does the fire pillar, you can hit him right after.
Yeah.
And then in the second phase, like in my attempt, I got really lucky that whenever he did most of the times when he did the insta-kill attack, I was close enough to him to interrupt it. Because sometimes he'll teleport to the other side of the arena and you just won't make it.
Yeah.
Or you have to be really skillful and lucky to be able to make it from that distance. But I got lucky that he always teleported closely, so I was always able to interrupt it and get more hits in.
That's nice.
And then he does that, like people call it Omni Slash, but I don't know if that's what they actually...
I think it is. He's just like...
call it, but yeah. What you can do is actually just spam guard, and it'll block most of the hits.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Or you could alternatively heal.
I tried to spam guard, and sometimes he just hit me because the timing was bad.
Yeah, I mean, I would still get hit, but I would always be able to survive it. And you could also use Curaga to get through it, too.
Yeah, because you're invincible with Leaf Bracer. Or Strike Raid, you know.
Yeah. I never went with Strike Raid on that, but I did Curaga or spamming the guard. And the Meteor move, I just spammed dodge roll, and I managed to dodge all the meteors, and then at the end I would just use Strike Raid to chip them off.
It's basically what I did.
So I got him. And actually when I killed him, it was like a great moment because he was doing the insta-kill attack, and I was trying to interrupt it, but I was just a moment too late, but I was right there. He could have killed me, but I managed to land in the last hit to kill him before he could do a follow-up. And I was like, yes, I did it!
Nice.
Not gonna lie, I felt really damn good to kill him, though, because I never did when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I was like, this is my, like, fucking redemption arc.
I was like holding my breath for the last life bar, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
I love going back in games that I played as a kid and I couldn't do something and just complete that challenge.
Fucking annihilating it, yeah, feels good.
I have grown. I am stronger.
Exactly.
But what?
Sickening.
I didn't even know this was a boss back when I was a kid. Maybe it was added for Final Mix. Was the Ice Titan?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of him. To be honest, when I was a kid, I only heard of Kurt Ziza and Sephiroth, and I think Phantom, but obviously I was just like, oh,
yeah, Phantom was in the original too.
Yeah, I think, they might have just added Enigmatic Man and Ice Titan. I don't remember. Anyways,
I had a lot of complaints about him at first.
Ice Titan was specifically programmed to counter the basic strategy of use arrow to not die.
Yep. Because if you cast arrow, I want to say this because this made me so mad, and then Kyle had to explain it to me. I'm like, why am I like, what the fuck? Because the main strat of Ice Titan, which is tedious as fuck, is you're supposed to just knock back his icicles back at him until he gets stunned. You go in, wham his face, do it again, like watch and repeat, while avoiding his icicle, all this stupid shit. It was so stupid. I didn't realize this for the first like 10 attempts I did, that if you cast Erica, his icicles get bigger to the point you cannot hit them back. They will just wham you in the face and deal more damage. And I'm like,
it's a big
why
fuck you.
Yeah, it's a huge fuck you. I'm like, why is it like this? And then I'm like, why am I dying? And then Kyle's like, are you casting Erica? I'm like, yeah. He's like, don't do that. You're gonna fucking get wrecked. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I say it's kind of bullshit in general. Like, you fight him in the same Coliseum as every other fight, but you have, like, the whole arena, so you can go into the stands. But if you go into the stands, I found the camera to be really hard to deal with, and that I couldn't see the attacks coming.
Yeah.
I had to stand at like the bottom parts of the stands, not like the top, because the cameras would just start hit like the invisible wall and get janky.
Yeah, and then I just like cure spammed him until I eventually.
One time, I accidentally cast a rogue on myself, and I actually watched the icicles grow. I'm like, oh shit!
Nice. Fail.
Ice Titan was the first hidden boss I attempted outside of like I guess besides Sephiroth, that I was like trying to seriously like, okay, maybe this will be easier. I got my ass beat, so I was like, fuck this revenge quest. So that's when I just started fiercely grinding levels.
I think Ice Titan was my third last. It was him, then Enigmatic Man, then Sephiroth.
Ice Titan was like beside Ursula the hardest fucking boss for me to fight. I hated it.
It was so annoying. I wish Reflect was a spell in this game.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, Ice Titan was the first extra boss I did. And my god, I'll just add one more thing to it. But in his last phase, I forget what HP level it gets, he starts doing this AoE ice attack that if you're just in the range, you freeze.
Yeah.
And because it freezes you,
yeah, you have to
when you recover, you freeze again, and it will almost kill you. It'll pretty much kill you if you're in the middle of it. It's just such a bullshit move, and its range was ridiculous. I hated that so much.
Because I just jumped and it flew away.
To me, I felt like, there wasn't much cast time or reaction. Like, they didn't give you much notice to dodge it. Because especially, like, if he always moves to face you. You can never, like, get around him. So the fact that most of the time he's always looking at you, and then he does that move, it's like, if you're somehow, like, on the edge of his peripheral, then he won't, you can kind of evade it. But if you're, like, dead center, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because you're panicking and moving around trying to avoid his icicle things that are coming up from the ground and the icicle balls coming from the sky. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yep.
And then also, whenever he moves, he does that shockwave attack too.
Oh, yeah, that one. If you're on the stands, you don't have to worry about that one, thankfully.
Yeah, but it was still a pain in the ass.
It was.
It was very annoying, but for me, because I died a lot to him, and then I grinded levels, and I had Kiraga and I had everything. It was very satisfying killing him. I'm like, fuck you, eat ass.
I think
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think the thing that really got me with that boss was actually, like, when you knock him out, his head swivels a lot, and it's really hard to hit him. So you really, like,
you lose like 3 seconds.
You don't get a lot of time to do real damage on him. So basically, the way to kill him is just by reflecting the icicles. So it takes forever, and there's so much margin for error.
Preach.
Yeah.
It's just real pain in the ass.
I feel like, I think when you did actually, like, stagger him, you'd only be able to not even do, like, half a bar's worth of damage before he got back up.
Yeah, if you got lucky.
Yeah, you could barely do anything. You're lucky, you'd be lucky to get 3 hits in.
It was just a giant endurance test.
Yeah.
And, like, a different boss, Kurt Ziza, he really reminded me how reliant I am on, like, Eroga and Kiraga, especially for things like the Ice Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
like, I guess we'll just move on to Kurt Ziza now, because Ice Titan, we all just fucking hated it. Okay, but the only thing I'm gonna say is, I really wish, because there's a little cutscene after you beat Ice Titan where he just, like, gets small and he's like a little thing. I'm like, I wish Sora fucking stepped on him, because I'm like,
just jump on him.
And then you look in the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, he's making a return.
Is he? I thought it was Rock Titan.
I think it's all the Titans are showing up.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh my.
But the way that they did the fight is gonna be a lot cooler, I think, because they have
so. Like Shadow
new...
Colossus ass.
Yeah.
Like you're climbing the wall to reach them, because I think in the trailer they're at like the top of a cliff being dickheads and like rock titans throwing rocks at you and shit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, so it is really looks a lot cooler, and I feel like it'll be a lot
I hope so.
gimmicky and tedious.
So. Yeah,
I hope so.
But yeah, Kurt Ziza, he's the optional boss if you go to Agrabah. And the first thing he does as soon as the fight starts is he silences you, so you can't use any magic. You get enough time to like cast arrow if you're quick, and then you have that. But basically the goal is to beat up these orbs into each of his hands, which puts him into his like anti-magic phase, or sorry, anti-physical phase. Then you have to break his shield with magic, but you can't really use physical attacks. You just get MP back if you hit him with physical, and then it's going back and forth between these two forms until you eventually whittle him down. And every once in a while he Beyblades.
Yeah.
He fucking lets it rip,
in between these two phases, he'll sit on the ground and just like be dizzy, I guess, and you can deal more damage. But
yeah, it's your only real time to damage. I don't think you can actually damage him in the phases. It's only in between.
No.
So it's just like a DPS check. He's just really annoying, especially when he lets it rip.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's not courteous.
I think you told me that you didn't understand like why everyone else was having problems with it, because you thought it was pretty easy. The Beyblade thing. The Beyblade spinning top.
Yeah, again, it was just like because he only did that move, I think once or not at all.
Oh man, he like wrecked my ass with it.
So I was chilling.
It was like item spamming to not die to this damn attack, because I tried dodge rolling it, I tried blocking it. Dodge rolling had minimal success, blocking doesn't work, and then you just kind of have to hope and pray.
I found with Kurt Ziza, for me, you just had to dodge roll it at the right time.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if
it
you
would
did it
have
at
to be like a
essentially
very
the
precise
last second,
timing.
yeah, you could actually avoid it.
Sometimes he just sits on you, spinning around like fucking.
Okay, maybe he just had a personal grudge against you, because he did it to me like maybe twice, but it was manageable for me. Like I got hit, but obviously I was like, okay.
I hate Kurt Ziza.
Spam my items.
He's such an asshole.
I would get hit too, but I think for me I was fine because I think I was a bit over leveled for him because I did a ton of damage on him whenever he was knocked out, and I also loaded up Goofy and Donald with healing items, so whenever he would Beyblade me, they would heal me with those items.
Oh, I should have done that.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I managed to get through it.
I had to rely on myself quite a bit, because when he did the first time he did the Beyblade, Donald Goofy just died. I was like, goodbye.
Wow.
Probably
I think my only complaint with Kurt Ziza, like once you got the hang of those two phases, it's pretty easy. It's just like I actually didn't like how big the arena was, because he would constantly, like when he does his anti-magic phase, and you're trying to run because you're like dying, or you're running towards him to get this phase over with quickly, he like jumps to the opposite side of the arena.
I didn't mind that part because you just cast arrow on yourself and jump into the fireballs like a maniac, and then they reflect back at him.
Oh no, I mean like the part where he just has the orby things in his hand.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he just runs from you. It's really annoying.
Yeah, and you're like, you don't have your magic to deal with, so you're like, I don't want this phase to go on for very long because I don't want to be using all my items. For me, I was like trying to reserve my items exclusively for those occasional Beyblade parts if I fucked up and I was like dying.
Yeah.
It was a cool way to mix things up, though.
It was a cool fight.
It was different.
I do like the use
once
of
you got the hang
arrow
of
to
it.
attack the fireballs. I thought that was clever.
Yeah.
But
in my personal opinion, out of all the bosses that we're gonna talk about, Kersey was like probably the easiest.
See, I thought the Phantom was the easiest.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I go with Kurt Ziza.
I died a couple times with the Phantom because I didn't really know what the gimmick was, but like once you know what the gimmick is, you just kind of shit all over him.
I agree with that, absolutely. But despite that, it still took me quite a while to beat the Phantom.
Who
I
was
had some trouble.
Oh, who's the?
I had a little bit of trouble with the Phantom.
Really?
Wait, what were you asking?
Because
No, don't worry about it.
no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just asking Arjun which one was the easiest for him. He didn't say.
I think he said Kurt Ziza.
Sephiroth, to be fair.
Sephiroth.
It's totally out of left field.
The dark horse.
No, not in the sense of like, oh look, I'm better than. It's just like honestly, I fucking strike rated the shit out of him, and he died. I was like, okay, lol,
I mean that's fair, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, like I don't think the Phantom was that bad. His gimmick is that he's got this orb that's either white, red, blue, or yellow, and then if it's one of the colors, you have to hit him with that spell. And if it's white, you hit him with a physical attack. You just do that 3 times, takes a ton of damage, and then eventually he dies.
Also, the clock tower.
Yeah, the gimmick is the
when
clock
it ticks
tower.
down, it casts doom on a party member, so they're just gone.
Yeah.
If it ticks down.
Which that
Only
happened to
They
me
can't
once.
stop on it.
Which is a Final Fantasy thing.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Like that happened to me once because again, when I'm streaming or whatever, I can't hear the game, so I'm playing entirely visual. I have no audio cues at all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really annoying. So like, just I would do 2 reps of hitting him, whatever, and I would just go cast stop on the clock, and I just do that, and then like it wasn't a problem.
Did
I only
the clock
got
actually make a noise when it started ticking again?
I don't know.
Because
I actually
I
don't
didn't
know
hear
either.
I didn't hear anything. Because sometimes it would start going without me noticing it. So I don't think it actually made a noise.
I don't know. Maybe
I
couldn't tell you.
thought Phantom did like a visual cue of he's doing it because I know like the first time when he starts it he does a menacing pose and spins in a circle and he like starts it, but then after that he doesn't really give you any indication.
Yeah,
So
because it's the
the-
spell wearing off. It's not him reactivating. It's just the spell wearing off.
I just figured
Yeah.
there was an audio cue or something, and I just couldn't hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me it was a little annoying because to me I was always watching the person. In my case, it was always Peter Pan because Peter Pan has to be in your party to start the fight, which was kind of like okay.
Yeah,
I
You
used
just
Peter
always-
and Donald for that. Oh no, sorry, Peter and
Me
Goofy.
too.
I think I
Peter
did.
I
as
use
well.
Peter and Donald.
I used Peter Doll because of the magic element.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just watch for Peter Pan to see if the number started going down. I'm like, oh fuck, and I'd go.
Yeah, there's that like
Mm.
visual number above his head, but I just cast stop every once in a while. It was fine. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I don't think Phantom was that hard of a fight, and it really helped to have Diamond Dust equipped
It
and
did.
just like items to give you MP. But he in his last phase, like he always has that attack that shoots the purple ball.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
at first it does quite a bit of damage, but it's not a huge deal. For some reason, like of all the times that I played Kingdom Hearts 1, Donald would actually consistently heal me. That's why I like to use Peter Pan and Donald, because Peter Pan would cast Arrow on me consistently, and Donald would heal me consistently. So I didn't really have to do much for that. I just had to.
Lord, what game were you playing?
Right.
I just had to replenish my MP, and I was good to go.
For that attack, I just
Uh,
cast arrow on myself and ran over and teched the ball.
Yeah,
Like,
same,
yeah,
I,
I would
did, that's
legit
what I
just
did.
stand on top of him with arrow.
I was gonna get to that, but like he has that ball attack. It's not a big deal at first, but in his last phase, like when his HP goes green, that ball sticks to you and it kills you. Like it keeps hitting you until it kills you.
Yeah, that's how I died the first
And I
time.
didn't. Yeah, that's how I died. I died to it a couple times. Like the first time I died, and I didn't even know how I died. And the second time I realized that's what killed me. So after that, I just would spam arrow in the last phase to make sure I had it and just tech it.
One time I tried.
Wait, you guys spammed out, like if you hide on the other side of the clock tower, it doesn't hit you.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
that would have saved me some ethers.
I would just be I tried just flying away from him as fast as I could, like a bitch. I'm like, don't touch me! And it would still chase me for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, it would always get you.
I did the opposite. I just like faced it like a man and ran straight into it. One time, my arrow ended right after I teched the
Damn,
thing.
y'all man moded it. I like hid to the opposite like a bitch, and then it just.
I mean, that's
I thought it was
strat.
a really cool. I thought it was a really cool boss though. Like that opening cutscene to
It's a
it,
cool
like
design.
Sora's flying and it just shows up. It's like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah, I thought
He
that.
looked
I
pretty
think
cool.
pretty much all the secret extra bosses had pretty cool.
Yeah, like
Cutscene
Sephiroth's
scene.
fucking entrance was
Yeah.
dope as shit. I'm like, who the fuck?
It was just like this huge ass portal opening up. Like, oh shit.
This fucking
Like
beam
fucking
from the heavens.
Stargate Atlantis kind of.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
he even say anything to you? He just turns to you and he's like, "Alright, you gonna die, bitch." You're
Let's
like,
do
"Not
this."
today,
Oh,
Satan."
and we forgot to mention one thing too. Like after defeating Sephiroth and you leave the room, you get a cutscene where Cloud just shows up and Sephiroth shows up and they just fight.
Guess I'm gonna have
I
to
don't remember
YouTube
that
that
scene.
because I will never see it.
Oh,
I thought
Um,
the opening for
pretty nuts.
the Unknown Man was pretty fucking rad. He just like shows up and starts talking shit, and then like walks
Yeah.
right through Sora.
yeah, that was very story heavy, which I was really happy about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to conclude with stuff with the Phantom, I thought he was really fun. I used a lot of my items. I thought he was more tedious. That's why he's not like the easiest to me. But yeah, I did like the clock tower thing. It was like a random added gimmick. Otherwise, the fight would have been way too easy. It was a little annoying though, because Peter Pan just fucking died and just never came back. I'm like, bye, Peter Pan.
They did alright for me. I don't know.
He just like I forgot about the clock, so he just like, oh, I'm like, what happened?
Feels bad.
And I just see his body floating around. I'm like, oh, okay, bye.
That's nice of you.
He did enough, and then Donald, I actually tried a little bit more because I'm like, you just keep healing me.
You've been
bitch.
with me for this long.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, like-
so the last boss on our list is the enigmatic man, an unknown man, whatever the fuck, Zebnus from Kingdom Hearts 2. Really fun
Conversion.
fight. Just unfortunately marred by one mechanic, which is complete fucking bullshit. Which is the dumb grab attack.
Yeah.
What he does is
Yeah.
I don't know, like Arjun, you said you didn't have a problem with it. Was there a tell? Because like he has the electric hands or whatever, but I could never see him doing it.
Like telegraphing it before he does it?
Yeah.
No, because I strike rated, he never got
You
the
just
chance
got
to
lucky.
grab.
Okay. Because like what would happen to me is like he'd jump on me and use the two booby electric ball attacks, and then while I was like getting hit by that and rolling out of it, he was already starting up his grab attack, and then it would just hit me because I'm not invincible or whatever, and like I couldn't see it happening.
I feel like I never noticed it. For me, he would sometimes just like do like the wall barrier thing, and then right after he would just like force choke me. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
there is like
Yeah.
there is a startup to it because I've seen him walking around with the electric hands and like you hit him out of it if you're really lucky, but I just don't ever see it happening in time to do anything about it.
I tried looking for a cue, but it would happen so fast, and it looked so similar to some of his other cues that
Yeah.
I just could never
Yeah.
tell when it happened.
there's also times when I was facing him where he would like go into his orb thingy where he's like kind of floating around, and then he would just come out, and that's like he would do it right after that. But I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
obviously waste all my like to do strike rate or whatever to get out of it, because then like I'm just trying to bait it every time, and obviously he doesn't do it every time.
Yeah, but for the listeners, what this attack actually does is it like gives you a status effect that's constantly draining your MP, and your options in the command menu are just constantly randomizing between shock and release. So 3 of them are
Yeah, I
shock
think
and
that-
1 is release. If you hit X on a shock command, you take a fuck ton of damage.
And it's quick switching too. It's
Yeah,
like you gotta
it's
like be
super
on your
fast.
toes.
And on top of that, it does damage over time the longer it's on you.
Yeah, so it was like to the point where I probably died to him like 20 times to that attack, and it just felt like the fight was over and it was out of my control because I just had to get lucky.
Yeah, same. And on top of that, which is even ruder, is he's still doing his usual attacks on
And-
top of that.
Yeah.
And
Like
you can't
he's not
heal.
just like chilling out watching you suffer. Like, haha, he's still doing like his usual like
Yeah,
sword
he'll
laser
kill your ass.
shit.
You have to
It's
rely on
rude
your
as
team to
hell.
heal you because you can't cast spells and you can't use items.
Yeah,
You can't
just
even
have to
attack.
pray essentially that you get it.
Yeah, which
That aside, he was a really cool boss though. He's
It
just,
was
like he's got that
super
move
fun.
where he just like whips out those 2 laser swords and he's just like dancing around
yeah, and you could like tech it
while
and parry
attacking
it.
you, and he's so cool. Or the
So
beginning where he's just like, I'm gonna throw an electro ball at you, and the sword deflects it, and he's like, yeah. that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I like the laser
Yeah.
attacks where he like lines up a ton of lasers and they all like sequentially fire at you. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, those were so cool.
It was really funny for me because I enjoyed that fight a lot as well. But it was funny for me because I was constantly just hearing Donald just healing me and Goofy like off and on because he had MP Rage and MP Haste, and then Goofy had MP Gift. So it was essentially like Donald just kind of never ran out of MP ever at that point of my game.
Yeah,
So Goofy would get wrecked because he's just like trying to help, gets wrecked, dies. So you just hear Goofy, Sora!
Yeah.
For like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks, Donald. I'm running around trying to like do my thing.
yeah.
And yeah, that's just all I listened
I
to.
managed to kill him. I cast Strike Raid like right at the end, right as he started to do the grab attack, and I had like no HP left, and I just happened to get lucky and dodge it with the invincibility and then kill him. I'm like, thank Christ.
See, it's funny for me because obviously I asked Arjun like how he did it. He just said use strike grade. So the key time I use strike grade is when he's actually doing the ballerina, like spinning around with his laser sword, because he's just moving, and like it takes quite a bit of time for him to finish. I guess like that set of his movement.
Oh,
So I'm
Counter
just,
Strike
like-
was my friend there.
So I'm just strike rating him as he's going around in a circle. I'm like, yeah, that's great.
I always just like attacked him, and then it would parry the lightning bolt. And I'd just start mashing X because it would keep counter striking. You're invincible while that's happening, and just did that. It was wildly inconsistent sometimes, but it generally worked.
Another thing you could do is when he shoots like those giant electro balls, the boob balls, you could cast gravity on him, and it'll stun him, and you get 100 tech points for it, and it gives you some time to do some damage.
That works on him whenever he is not acting, which is like 1% of the time, because he's always doing something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if he's doing something, it doesn't do shit. And you're like, well, I wasted 2 MP. Awesome.
I know you guys had some trouble with him when you were fighting him, but I got really lucky, and I actually had to record this, but I managed to take him out on my first attempt.
Oh, well, you just fucking watched me do it for an hour.
Well, why is that a fucking factor? Go fuck yourself. I'm just like you are.
But basically what I would do is, like, I was prepared for this grab attack being bullshit, and what I would do is actually I would move to the second option, and I would just go balls to the wall. I pretty much would press X immediately, and it consistently got me out of it. Sometimes it would take a little bit longer, but I would just go ham.
Yeah, for some reason, the randomizer really likes the second option. So what I would do is I would just put my cursor there and wait for it to come to me, because it never wanted to be the first option, like, ever. I watched it randomize everything but the first option once, until I died.
That's pretty weird.
But yeah, so I just wait on the second one until it slows down enough that I can get it on reaction, and then, or if it gets really slow, I can reaction, like, tap down once and hit X.
See, it was really weird for me, because a lot of times when I would get caught by that move, because obviously like Strats and I guess you guys as well, you were pretty like full health when you get caught, so you kind of like had more chances. Me, most of the time when he caught me, I was like probably had like a quarter of my health left.
Yeah.
So I pretty much had to get on like the first try, and actually I had 2 tries because the second chance, and then on that I just fucking died.
Yeah, I would spend all of my MP on making sure I was at full health at all times.
Yeah.
What I actually did is just before he went into that phase where he adds that move to his repertoire, I summoned Tinkerbell to help heal me as well.
Too.
Summons help, yo.
I used summons like once and I still died, so I'm like, fuck summons, I ain't using this. Items are my best friend.
I developed a love for Mushu, he just doesn't do a lot of damage.
What does he even do?
He's like a Gatling gun.
Oh.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys saw my video on my attempt on him, but basically my strategy was like early phase, gravity whenever he did the lightning balls.
I didn't want to
wail on him while he's stunned.
See, I was too salty, I never watched
Same, basically.
Cast Tinkerbell. I also had Counter-Strike, so I would, whenever he would like use the swords, I would Counter-Strike, parry, and just keep doing that until it broke it and get some hits on him that way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But yeah, to conclude, basically Xemnas is a Kingdom Hearts 2 boss in Kingdom Hearts 1. And actually, like, I told Vanessa this, what you're facing right now is literally phase 1 of the fight against Xemnas later in the series.
Which is really cool, because obviously for those that don't know, that's really interesting. And it is, I thought that was really cool in that sense of, you kind of literally feel the difference of like the flow of the game that you're going to play eventually.
Yeah, when you get to that game and you fight him, you have so much more options, and like the combat has been expanded. There's systems in place to make combos a real thing. Like it operates a lot better in this stiff-ass game.
AI is probably a little bit better. Yeah, it's just like, it's really cool. It's in a weird way like seeing a sneak peek of what number 2 is gonna be and what you're going to experience.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the next game we're playing is not Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
The next game
before we get into that, I have a question.
Sure.
So obviously, at the very end of the game, if you all remember, the very end of the game, it shows you your report card, essentially, of how many times you died and all that shit. But more importantly, because I know we all talked about this, I just want to hear on recording, how many times did you heal your friends?
12. And that's including Mega Potions, I think.
Arjun, how many times?
9.
Coben?
I think it was 18, I don't remember.
Yeah, you had the highest.
Well, I had 118.
Oh, sorry, never mind. Right,
yeah,
I forgot about you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know how that happened.
You really love Donald,
I'm so
huh?
sad. I don't know how you guys actually managed to do that. I was like...
You just focus on yourself.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Let Donald die.
Hey man, to defend Vanessa, In late game, their support is helpful. Like I find it helpful enough that it's worthwhile for me to use Mega Potions on them.
They didn't
So
help me
that's
against
why
the
I
unknown
would
man.
heal them. I would just drop Mega Potions. So I'm healing myself, but
They
I'm
didn't
also
help me
healing
against
them.
Sephiroth.
I think it was also as well for me late game. I'm running really low on elixir, so I also had mega elixir. So it's like, hey, why not? But yeah.
I would always just roll into a battle with 4 elixirs and 4 ethers. Elixirs for when I really needed them, but otherwise use the ether.
I was going pretty crazy with elixirs once I discovered I could just farm them.
Yeah, I didn't want to farm them. Like, literally farm them.
Yeah.
I used the ones I got in game, which was a lot, but then I ran out and I just like fuck high potions.
Yeah. Thank you for stopping me though, Vanessa, before we tried to close out the show, because I forgot about the Another Side, Another Story deep dive secret video.
Yeah, that super edgy one.
Yeah.
I got really a giddy when that came on because I remember watching it like way back, and I was like, "Holy
Yeah,
shit,
so
this
we've
is so
all
cool."
seen it except for Coben.
I saw it.
Well, no, I mean like way back when.
Before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told you to write down what you think the plot is going forward based on that video. Did you do that?
Wait, what?
I didn't write it down, but I was thinking about it.
Okay, do you remember the Another Side, Another Story deep dive video, Arjun? It was like the preview for Kingdom Hearts 2 that plays at the end of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coben's never seen it before, so I asked him to like predict where the story goes based on that video.
Oh, okay.
Alright, Coben, take it away.
Okay, so I think in that video it's showing Roxas fighting.
Okay.
He's doing stuff, and then there's a guy with the white hair. I don't know who the white hair guy is. It kind of looks like Riku, but I don't know if it is.
This man has a blindfold
And
on.
then,
Important to mention.
yeah.
I like that video.
I don't know.
It's a good video. Is that it? That's all you got?
Everybody has keyblades all of a sudden.
Yeah, the
Roxas
Keyblade
is
inflation is
using
insane.
Oathkeeper.
Yeah, he's
And
dual
then at the
wielding.
and at the very end, you see him talking to the hooded figure. I'm assuming is Xemnas, and they're like, yeah, I think it is Xemnas because he talks about how he faced Sora.
Alright, I
And
expected something
He's still
better.
hooded, and then they're talking about stuff. I don't know.
I expected something more fun. I wanted an essay. Damn you, Coben.
There's not really much to go off of, honestly.
I hate you. Anyway, so
The imagery,
the
the
video-
colorization.
yeah, the video shows a white-haired dude with a blindfold standing on top of like a skyscraper, and then Roxas. You're right, it is Roxas in a hood with his dual wielding.
Okay, actually, I'll give you one more answer.
Okay.
Just in one word, or no, 2 words. Organization 13.
Okay, that exists. That's the thing that happens.
Good enough.
When I watched that video originally, the thing that most stuck out to me was like the rain and the skyscraper. She's like, "What is this city? There's cities in this world? Like, what the hell?"
Well, I guess I didn't even think about that.
That was the thing that fascinated me for the longest time. And then Versus 13 got a trailer. I'm like, they're just doing that.
Oh yeah, actually, it did remind me of that.
I think when I first watched it, I was super confused because they're all like, "Where's Sora?" I'm like, "Where'd Sora go? What do you mean? Where is he? What
Yeah.
happened to him?" So
And then you see him falling, and I'm like, Sora Falling
he's
Simulator
not even
2018.
falling, he's like coasting above the water.
He's just falling in a different direction. It's Gravity Rush, basically.
Yeah, he just changed his y-axis.
Have you guys noticed though that like in this game, Sora has spent a really long time falling headfirst?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
it's a motif.
It's
It's edgy.
basically Sora Falling Simulator 2018.
Yeah.
Some say that Sora is still falling to this day.
Okay, so to close this off, this chapter of Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, final thoughts? What'd you guys rate it out of 10?
Final mix and final thoughts.
Yeah, the final mix.
Out of 10,
Yeah, let's say out of 10.
I would
No half
rate
points.
it.
Okay,
Like-
this is accounting for the age of the game too, guys. Come on, you have to give a little bit of
Just
back to the age
don't
of the
don't
game.
rate don't rate the game. Rate how much you liked it.
Okay, all right. So we're not
rate it-
accounting for the age of the game.
No. Just rate your experience of playing it.
But that's just your shitty jaded. Okay, fine, whatever.
Well, see, I was gonna rate it an 8.
It's a 7.5 for me.
I was gonna rate it a 7.
If the enemies were designed better, regardless of the time, it would have been a fucking amazing game. And a little
Atlantica
bit of
takes
environment.
an entire point off for me.
Yeah.
Coben, what about you?
I'm gonna go with a 7.7.
Oh,
Ooh.
fucking
What is
edgelord.
this,
Minus-
Price is Right?
Just do an 8.8.
Minus points for gummy ship missions and Atlantica.
A solid point docked off for gummy ships.
It was just a good game. It wasn't like amazing or great, so it's not getting a 9,
Yeah.
but it was good. It was fun.
But plus points for mid game when you get all the useful skills.
Yeah.
Because it feels more
Get
fun,
more
but cooler.
I had a lot
I
more
will-
fun this time around than I did way back when.
I definitely will give it actually like a lot of points for, like, you guys were right, and having it on proud mode actually made it more satisfying when you completed bosses and stuff like
Yes.
that. It was frustrating, but it definitely made it not as like a snore fest. I definitely think if I did it on casual mode, my score would be low.
That's why I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on critical.
Okay, no, I'm not
no.
going critical.
Join me!
Fuck that.
So yeah,
Especially since it's gonna be my first playthrough.
as Coben
It would be rough.
mentioned, some of us have started Chain of Memories already.
Which is, yeah,
So
our
what
next
is
game.
what are your expectations going into Chain of Memories, I guess?
I remember not hating Chain of Memories entirely, but I also remember not liking it that much. I expect the same.
I can't give you an expectation because I don't really know much enough the game to give you one. But like, I hope it's like I feel like a card system would add like some sort of extra depth to mashing X.
I remember it being frustrating when I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I feel Chain of Memories for me the card system will add a new layer of like difficulty to it. I guess like just kind of time will only tell whether that will make it a annoying difficulty or this makes it fun difficulty. Who knows?
Actually, you know what? I do remember liking it more than Kingdom Hearts 1 when it came out, and I was like 11. So maybe I'll like it more.
I played only like probably what I've played so far of Chain of Memories is the amount I played when I was younger. So it'll be
Right.
interesting playing. So like pretty much past this point, it's like all foreign territory.
Coben, can you sum up your current feelings of Chain of Memories with a sound?
That's it. That's
Is that the sound, or are you thinking?
No, that was the sound.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't think it's because I want to give my impression or my thoughts on it before because I started playing it. But I want to give it before I start playing. And honestly, I have no opinion. Coming into it, I had no opinion. Other than that, I don't know how good this will be, but no opinion. But yeah, and my opinion playing it is a bit different.
Well, it doesn't matter if you like it or not, because the Death March doesn't stop.
Yeah.
All
Proud
right.
mode, baby.
proud mode.
Proud mode. So I guess we'll just say what we're actually going to be doing for next time. For the first Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories podcast. Whoops, I accidentally broke the immersion there. The first podcast will cover Traverse Town, Agrabah, Halloween Town, Olympus Coliseum, Monstro, and Wonderland. Basically, it's the first set of cards you get.
We're going back.
Oh
There we
yeah.
go.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us on our adventure for Kingdom Hearts 1, everybody. Thank you, Arjun.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a good
Vanessa.
one.
I'll be here all for the rest of this, I guess.
I'm happy. And then thank you, Copen.
No problem.
See you around, everybody. See you next time. Bye.